Let's see what Big have up their sleeve. This isn't a map where they are the most proficient on by any means. And up their sleeve, this isn't a map where they are the most proficient on by any means. And action in middle already. Hampus greeted with 3 in front of him.
And they haven't been able to find any. Look at that. Big Clan opening up with 2 kills. Rez under a lot of pressure. He didn't have armor, couldn't win the duel. And Kito's done more than win the duel. He's actually taken them all down. Only one more. And Kito, damn, no slouch on that. He takes the USP and uses it perfectly. That's a dream start for the German squad.
Maybe you guys missed last night where Big took on Anton Mirage. Kito was a beast yesterday. He was having a huge game. So if he can keep some of that form going, I don't want to say he's the missing link, but maybe he's the next gear for Big. Because you consider this, we know that Tabson is a bit of an animal. Zantares, that name always sounds nice on the ears. Sirison has been fantastic with the AWP and the Scout. He's a ride or die sniper player. If Kito comes in the mix as a bit of a brawler, a bit of a star fragger in the team as well, then it's just Tizian as the supportive element. But the 4 Spires, Plopsky into the MP9. It's not everybody else on the team fully investing here, though.
Yeah, they like to keep around that 500, 700 mark. It's enough to be resistance, and it's definitely enough to profit. Oh, the flashes are so good, and Plopsky's priorities are made clear. He's even taken down the AK-47. And Tabson's so pushed up on B. It looks very nice for the Big Clan conversion. There is no armor on that, and so you can feel how quickly Nork is taken out. And while this round wraps up, Chad, I'm going to run. I'll be 30 seconds. I hope you're okay on your own.
You could be 45 if you want there, Alex. Oof. I should be able to carry this one through. And in worst case scenario, I have my trusty Rushly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rush, are you starting to get a bit of a big head?
Who, me?
Yeah,
a big head?
Yeah, big head.
A big head?
A big bloody head that can't fit through the door. You're on front page of Reddit again.
I am?
Yeah, your little danger zone maneuvers.
Oh, my clip made it? Oh,
yeah.
that's nice. I'm very happy about that.
Someone commented and goes, how come I feel like I've seen this before?
Well, you know, I do like to do a lot of alley-oops, but I'm trying to do it from different spots. Do you like that spot, though? It's from the garage of Alpha.
Yeah, I didn't mind it whatsoever. I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, I fail it a lot, though.
How do you feel about the woes for Big on this map?
Yeah, we're going to have to see how it goes, you know. I mean, they do these 5 nades, though, Chad. We do like nade stacks. An observer's favorite, actually, but look at this. They're going to A, so it's they can save them.
Well, I'm going to run the people at home because the stack is in the wrong place just through the recent results for Big. If you can mute your mic, because I don't want to hear everybody's cutlery, that'd be great. Thank you. As it is dinner time here in the studio, if you guys at home are reading as well, maybe send us a happy snap. Use the hashtags, tag me.
Where's our chicken from today, Chad?
According to the chef, he called it Lebanese chicken.
Ah, so we've got some chicken from Lebanon.
But I was just running people through. Oh, wait, hold up. These stack nades might get juicy.
Yeah, they are lined up to stop and deny the plant. Here we go. Ooh, and on that, they charge forward. Look at that. Destruction, death, demise. Zantara's down to 34. If Twist was to find a crazy shot at his pistol, but doesn't seem to be working out all too well for them. Oh, the spray was not there for Zantares. Sirison has 4 HP. He'd really rather not be losing his goodies, but that nade does take the necessary damage, albeit his distance from it. They've made a lot out of this.
Gosh.
It shouldn't be anything more. Tizian confirms it as he finds the res cross, and they will maintain their AKs. They got the bomb down. Everyone's happy, but it's time for a weapon round.
Now, let me quickly catch everyone up, because I said I was going to do it, and then I didn't do it. Now I'm going to do it. Okay, so in recent history, it has been a big loss on Vertigo to MIBR. That was during Flashpoint Season 2. It was a 16-13 loss. Before that, they did beat Complexity 16-14 during Blast. Then they've had some back-to-back losses against Heroic, a 16-5, a 16-14, and a 16-2. That was 3 of their Vertigo losses in a row to Heroic. So not the easiest of teams to beat, as NiP had the same struggles. Norks let a shot go awry there with the frustrated mouse wiggle. And look at this, the little rat. Hampus, he loves a push. He loves some aggression. We've seen this time and time again.
And he's just attracted to their own smoke. They're actually boosting up fast on B. Nork steadies his aim and punishes the jumping plop. Hampus pushed up again, taking advantage. This is good signs of life from the ninjas, and they want more. Oh. Yes, and no slouch on the AWP. You give him a chance, and he will flourish within it. He's caught the mid-round progression, so now Rez kind of is in limbo. He wants to get info, but at what cost? Spray doesn't find to anything. They start their walk up.
Well, they have enough nades for this execute. We'll see the backside smokes. We'll see a molly potentially to sandbag or the boost box. Either way, Rez is about to be in a bit of trouble. He has his Molotov to slow this down. We've seen him make a couple of misplays in this in recent times. One that may have even cost them Vertigo against Heroic just the other day.
Default mollied, bomb down regardless. Save plan and a retreat. Looking great for a stabilization here of Big. Hampus regretting that push, I'm sure. Keto could be flanked here. Twister's got a great timing. Keto completely unawares now. Searson can't be such a threat on sandbags. He has to acknowledge that threat. Rez pushing into the site. Nork has found Searson. Tizian, will he be checked? Oh, they haven't seen him. And he's already found the first. The flank. Twist knocks him off the building. And they will get that 10-second diffusion. It had to be a 10-second. They didn't have a kit as well. So that's a really big retake coming in from the individuals. Nork with a double as well as Twist. It's interesting Keto hadn't anticipated that flank. It was very quick from Twist.
Straight into the double AWP as well as a note. So they've made sure they pick up both of those. Nork carrying his across. Rez dropping his back to Twist as guns are now being passed around. Past the parcel to work out the buy for NiP. Meanwhile, Big, they're doing the same. Searson back onto the AWP. Tabson with the only emission here, rocking into round number 5 with the P250. There'll be 3 AK-47s alongside of him and the utility galore, whereas NiP, they're a little bit more skimp. You can only see Nork and Hampus operating with very little. And Nork with the toes onto the legs of Searson finds one. Hampus with some aggression through the smoke. He's found Tabson.
Yeah, look at that. Not deterred by Searson's shutdown. Searson confirms there was an AWP on ramp.
Oh, a fumble there.
Don't love to see it.
No, the jig might be up as Plopsky's now going to look through the grading. Might have a chance to punish here. They're going for the boost on the other side. We'll see some toes and more info. Yeah.
He's seen enough. Nork's holding it, and he's missed his shot. He's going to be really starting off a little clunky, is Nork, and he's one of our favorites so far. After his break, he's coming with a surge in individual form, and that off angle from Hampus. Oh, wow. Continues to be a real cheeky presence, and more utility arriving on B seems to deter them and spur them back to A. All of them charging now up the ramp. Where's the info? Will they hear this? Rez certainly can. He says, boys, I got company. If they don't take short, he can swing. Nork knows that. Searson, excuse me, making assumptions. Searson's low, and he's sent lower. Nork's even caught another, so it is just down to Keto. Already 2 frags to the good. He's down half health. 35 as he has potential to at least hunt down Rez. No one's holding it. Oh, this is a lot of space for Keto to operate. And he does tap away at one. Quickly traded. Twist not making any mistakes today. That's exactly what the Ninjas needed, continuing to close that gap right at the opening stages of our first map. And while they ain't got cash to splash, have they, Chad? They got nothing.
Yeah, just the pebbles for Big as might be an eco.
I like the way you say pebbles. Can you say that? Why don't you say that more often?
Pebbles.
Yeah, really like that.
Yeah. I was thinking about starting to cast in my real Australian accent.
Australian?
Australian.
I think you definitely get a little more attention for a short period of time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very long lasting, I don't think. I don't think I could keep it up either. I've never really sounded like that. It's more for the camera. You know me. Glass window's broken. Off of that, Plopsky gets contact.
Oh.
Plopsky gets flatlined.
Yeah, and Twist has missed. Now he's going to get overrun. He's missed two times. Finally, the second AWP shows up, but they can overwhelm these with a bit of smoke. Starting to push. It's an MP9. It's only Tabson. The rest of his teammates have been taken from him. Oh, he nearly transfers. He could get a second here. Valiant attempt.
Get the other AWP, boys. They will.
And Nork was the AWP tested and succeeding. Triple kill from him as they did find an opening thanks to Keto.
All right, well, we do want to see Nork warming up. I think he's a win condition for NiP. One of the big reasons is that I picked him was because of his performance. Sorry, the team, not him. It's not just a one-man army.
Yeah, myself, Hugo, Rush, and yourself went for NiP, and Big chosen by Trace and Harry.
I think this is another 50-50. I'm not sure what confidence I put down, but I think it was about that mark, as it will be a partial buy into B. Rush! Hampers, look at this!
Oh, those flashes were so good. He had time. He does get the opening kills. Hampson's lining up a construction molly. Love to see it. Nork will be forced off. He's on an elevated position. He's holding a very far line. The bomb can go down uncontested. The nade will soften him up. Oh, not quite.
Deep.
Bit too deep.
Look how much utility they still have for this, though. They've got a couple of mollies.
Retake, bro. I don't like it. Rez is going to have to do something. Is he ready for Tizian's off angle? The job site table. Well, yeah, Tizian, you got a job. A Deagle headshot, please. Can't find it. Rez now applying pressure. That's huge because now Tabson has to be concerned about the stairs. This position loses its value. Nork missing his shots. Time ticking. Need to close the gap on the site now. And Hito does go down. They've got enough time. They've got the kits. And they'll defuse with a couple of seconds to spare. Big Clan caught out. Rez's duel, a big part of that.
That's one of the things that modern Counter-Strike has over years ago, was when teams used to rush situations like that, would run in without clearing their corners, without being diligent, but now so aware of the clock. The extra 5 seconds helps as well, as the bomb timer has been bolstered.
I mean, especially because sometimes I see it when you get early space on a site, you've got all that util, that extra 5 seconds, just it's a molly. It's one molly, you know,
exactly.
And it makes sense.
Well, now we'll get back into the throws of the gun rounds here. A dicey one for NiP, but they survive once more, and that's been name of the game so far in the early stages here of the first map. Smoke towards the ramp.
Interested to see whether or not they go for a more aggressive A ramp control. Rez's positioning implies he will.
We even stole their little flash for our own matchmaking games. So
very satisfying to take some ramp control off the back of this. He's going to actually nade up tabseN's corner just as it fades.
Damage.
Yeah, and now Rez should have an advantage on this duel. Hi, little crab. Picks him up, has a dinner, peeks on the flash. It's such a good one from Hampus. They demand ramp control, they take it by force. Keto's in the corner. Smoke, even a flash on his face. Tizian's trying to push through, but Hampus ready for it, finding his second. There's
lockdown.
Nothing. Oh, even the shots in the smoke have found him. Keto lucky to find one. Hampus finds his third. And NiP, that's a statement of intent. You will have to work if you want ramp.
Let me write that one down. Round 8. If you're at home and you're looking at getting some ramp control for your Vertigo games, probably copy that, because everything was picture perfect. That smoke between the box, forcing only one line of sight. They're having to strafe out quite wide to take those duels. Yeah.
I hadn't even considered that. Smoke on the box, yeah, onto that molly. You just basically have full right eye duels all the way into the room.
Yeah, so everything there was great. They were softening up with the nades. The utility usage deep was even better. The positioning was fantastic. And NiP, they put 5 consecutive rounds on the board here. Big Clan. What can you do? You will take a timeout, talk through your options, get the coach Toby involved. See what he has to say about this one. If you're just taking a quick look at the recap right there, you can see Keto, 9 frags for him.
I also want to make sure we say, while there's plenty of eyeballs on the Ninjas in Pajamas, that reports are that they have been very dominant during this period of time in scrims. Obviously not always translating it into official play. That's why we've seen a couple of earlier exits. Ooh, Nork, multiple targets, overwhelmed. He tucks in time, but tabseN's showing no signs of slowing. Good grief, tabseN, look how fast he is. He's already opened up the site, a deep smoke CT. Twist isn't ready, tabseN's won a round. That is the start of the Big Clan show, and that was a lot of pace. He's even found Hampus. I'm impressed. Color me ready for more of that. Big Clan take the 4th in the blink of an eye. It's over already, and tabseN just showed absolutely no willingness to stop that push. Twist was so unready for that. You couldn't quite believe it. If the call was coming in gens, you're probably not expecting that. Whew.
That was some pace to it.
Look how fast he's taken that fight.
I can't believe that.
I haven't seen that in some time.
We've seen it through middle, but not through B like that. And the fact that he had so much faith in their utility usage to get them that deep.
Damn, tabseN.
Okay.
Where'd you find this?
That's a way to bounce back. Money's still decent for NiP. They were a bit of buy again, and now back over towards A. Big, they're not dissuaded.
Better. Yeah, they used double HEs on that ramp aggression this time.
That was heroic inspired. I think they did the same thing the other day to NiP just to dissuade them from that early aggression. So now being kept honest, the Ninjas might have to reconsider that aggression in future rounds.
Yeah, but the casualty on the B stairs, Keto gone. You can see his corpse now being paraded over by Plopsky. Bit of a stalemate with these B players. Who will flinch first? Wow, don't see this one before, or haven't seen this one before.
No, this is a strange one. So maybe it's an extra little angle you would think as you're walking along that back wall that you're probably hidden to a line like this. So Rez will have an advantage if they opt for that angle, but it doesn't look to be the case. CSGO looks like he's going to be peering his head up on the sandbag. Hello. Oh, couple of shots there going awry as Nork will find tabseNs. They still have the number advantage, but pressure's on.
Yeah, CSGO doesn't get the luxury of a missed shot this time. Tizian and Xantares, they are returning to where they've been holding. Xantares was on the B stairs, so they can at least have the information that Tizian can progress up through spawn. And he is. Plopsky hasn't moved far, and that's a big win from Tizian. Makes a round out of this, especially now paired with Xantares in mid. Taking a lot of liberties here, but he wasn't anticipating Twist CT. Tizian into the site. Nork missed shot, needs a frag here. Tizian wants the 1v1, but Nork fights it. Stands his ground, takes the 6th by force. Double kill for Twist and Nork respectively. That's the start they were looking for here on the defense. 1, 2, 3. That's 6 of the last 7 rounds going NiP's way, and that's sent Big back to the cleaners.
I think that Big here could stay aggressive with their buying, and the reason is NiP, with 2 staying alive, they have to drop a couple of grunts. Oh, okay. Interesting one there from Twisty Boys. Look at this. So they're opting in.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. It's just a question of whether or not they can convert. Rez is going to meet those nades this time. Does he have the confidence to still face it? Yeah, he'll drop his nade all the same. Standing right square on the toes of Zentara's. Does he want to re-smoke?
Oh, Hampus has gone down.
Big casualty. Rez has to reposition. Short open.
Wait.
Is that where the frag came?
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Never mind. Yes. It looked, where the kid fell, that was quite curious. I thought it was actually further away that he had died, but there was no wall bang. There was nothing along those lines. It was just a standard duel. As now with that kill, we can see that NiP have had to opt into more of a retake setup, giving a lot of liberties over towards the ramp now.
Drop in Nork solo B and they'll play 3A. They've rotated Plopsky over to middle. He'll be the first responder once the contact on A is found.
I'd like to see them re-aggress here, the Ninjas. They need to use some of their smokes a little bit more aggressively. They are caught in no man's land now. They're going to call it off. Or are they? I really would like them to get aggressive.
Yeah, there's going to be a potential train run boost or a push into the site. They take short. They're swinging in. And good pass from Plopsky. He's going to get peeked on by Tabson. Can't finish the job. Twist in limbo. Has adjusted nicely into 1. Makes it relatively competitive. With 30 seconds, though, Nork, I think he's still thinking better of it.
Yeah.
And so this will be a big clan success. And converting off of that opening kill. Hampus going down without a peep. Enables a 5th to be found on the T side here.
Important stuff, and that's going to put NiP's money in question now. So Nork holding onto the AWP is integral for them going forward to at least be able to find some damage. Wonder if they want to send Nork out to try and duel against Sirison. If they want to go for similar scenes over towards A, up towards the ladder room. Just going to tuck on in. Big barrel of the AWP will be spotted in most teams as they defend and try and save after an A detonation. Would be over on this ledge. You can see Zentara, Sirison standing side by side. The bomb is not going to do too much damage to them whatsoever. Alles gut, as the Germans would say. Bomb goes off and the scoreline 6-5. Neck and neck so far. I think NiP, their T-side's been one of the most well-refined in terms of the approach to draw rotations and make sure that AEC T-side defenders waste their utility on basically nothing. And then as soon as they know that they've softened up how many players will be holding towards that avenue, they start getting a little bit more aggressive. But they're going to buy in. Not fully invested.
The default smoke, or is this the new G2 variation onto the sandbags? We'll see it bloom on towards the ramp now, and so far seems to be standard scaff smoke. Nork's holding middle. He's about to get wide swung. Zentara's peak, if you will. Oof. Nades force him off, and Twist was not expecting that. Oh dear. The mid crossfire. The gamble. It's not been rewarded. Nork under a lot of scrutiny now, and
interesting extinguish.
Manages to get the sound cue at least.
Well, that's not going to get him anything. They won't push into it.
No, and now they can just finish A. They can finish A as fast or as slow as they desire. There is not much that the Swedes will be able to do unless Hampus fancies a double dig aggressive on his own. Yeah. Burning and pushing. Tries to take some initiative, and he does take Zentara's with him. That's worth something.
He's such a nuisance. Like, when you die that way, you're just frustrated. He's like, you really, dude? Like, that's what you went for?
Right.
Okay, bro.
And that's pretty much the reaction to many of Hampus's decisions. He knows how to be a nuisance, does Hampus. He's got a flash for Plopsky to look for info, and that's what Citizen's waiting for. Bingo. Now.
Well, they know Nork was close because of that flash, so yeah. Just get out of dodge. Don't hang around where Nork is. Don't give him a chance to clutch.
Just leave a couple of players there to hunt him down, and Citizen's confirmed their suspicions.
Look at this. He's boxed in. They're coming from all angles.
Oh, dear.
Couple of misses. He's had a few so far, Nork. Not what we usually see, and now the money for NiP will equal a save. Big. They can actually take the lead.
That would be monumental, considering just how quickly we saw those CT rounds manifest. It was through a slew of 6. 7 rounds of play in the halfway point of this half. Citizen catching that off the flash. He was so ready for that. Clean, pristine. Tamsin, 3 kills. We do see a level even keel, 6-6. And a mid-rush. So it's going to profit Rez and AK. Maybe he could catch and punish k1to if he continued to push, but that's unlikely, and they'll just take the advantage, albeit minimal. And just run into the A site. Easy peasy for Big Clan. They'll plant safe. Seem to be very happy with that, especially, you know, it's an evolution of the stopped incendiaries and nades.
Just quickly as well, the last time these two teams played was during the run of ESL 1 Cologne, and NiP and Big faced on the exact same 3 maps as what we're seeing now. Vertigo fell in the favor of NiP 16-5. Sorry, to Big 16-5. And then we saw the likes of Nuke, which was 28-26 for NiP, and Mirage 16-7 in the favor of NiP as the series progressed back there. So that's actually quite curious, considering all the tournaments we've had. The fact that these guys have only met each other twice since coming back from the player break. You can't say that for too many of the units out there with all the games considered. Bomb goes off, 7th on the board. And we'll get back underway with the gun rounds here. That AK carried across, Nork onto the AWP.
I would like to see more of that early ramp aggression. That was a big part and a big factor of NiP finding those early rounds and just completely slowing down the Big Clan finish. Because, I mean, Big Clan, if you give them early kills, they will lock themselves down into a regimented finish. The early exchange is a big factor in the conversion for NiP. Let's see if they can find anything early. 3. Aggressive from Big Clan. Hampus thinking about it. Early Molotovs and nades stopping the peaks. Does he really want to have a glance? It's being held by Searson on a slither gap of that smoke. A flash and a glance. Just wants to spray out anyone crossing. Tabson already has. Rez responsible for nading him. And that sound, he knows there's one in the smoke, and the spray's there too from Rez. Tags up Tabson considerably. Forces out the nade.
If they re-aggress here, like smoke and drop a molly and try and fight, that might be the cue. But it looks like Twist is setting up something. It was just lining himself up in that corner with a smoke in hand. Rez is in trouble any moment right now as they continue to jostle for position. I hate this limbo. Always feels so awkward for both sides.
Oh, jeez. Playing with fire here. Oh, Searson's actually going to get a chance. And he's hit the shot onto Hampus, playing around the smoke. No slouches, Searson. Really enjoyed seeing what he's brought to Big Clan. And Twist is in the off angle, up on the crane, elevated a little. Perhaps Searson's head visible if he lets go of crouch.
Bomb's out mid. They're not even going A.
Oh, yeah. Domsky caught out completely. Tabson's got the bomb. He'll be going into B. They can't believe it. Searson's even caught another. Nork, quick reactions onto k1to. Tabson alone on the site. Maybe Nork can do some more damage. But they play for stairs. Bomb's down for stairs. And Searson's been working on a flank. He can play this to perfection if he goes slow. Just when the duels start getting taken towards stairs, towards Tabson's position, he's mollied backwards. And they get the first. Are they forgetting about the flank? Searson won't be spotted out just yet. No one's looking his way. He's got enough to deny the defuse here. Just has to hit Rez, and he has. What are you going to do? Searson's denied it. Nork's hunting. Searson rotting the clock just through survival, and that is the job of a star AWPer. Clutches, converts, and keeps the AWP away as well. 8 for Big Clan. And that's been a break. The Ninjas in Pajamas ranks. You can see what little cash they have. It will be Deagles. It will be MP9s.
Yikes.
This started with a Searson frag on A. It's not with 2 Searson frags on A. And he finishes it off with a dank flank as well.
Now, we didn't actually get to see that smoke that Hampus was trying to look under at the top of the ramp, but it feels to me like NiP have geeked that one out hardcore. There was just a gap under that smoke where he could actually see the players walking up the ramp. Unfortunately for Hampus, they'd already taken space. And speaking of space, Plopsky's pushed towards the B lobby already. He's taken the fight with the MP9. They want to take this last round by the balls because they're not working with a lot here. They do have to go for those fights and getting segregated all over the map now. NiP have lost middle. There's nobody home, and it's being absolutely taken by Big. They'll love this. I like the way they did that boost. It was quick. There was no fumbling. Seen a lot of that in recent times. As this one stalls out now, the early aggression has been held at bay, and as they continue to push middle, look at this gap that Nork's dealing with. He gets smoked off, can't do a lot. Or Xantares.
Xantares.
Yep.
Down to 10 HP before he even gets to see him. Searson's even made his AWP work as well. This is great stuff from Big. Smoked off. Info denied. they can finish wherever they desire. This is such great pressure. I like the angle from Plopsky. He could catch Keto sleeping. Oh, great frag. Another body hits the deck for the Ninjas. Awkward now. Where do you rotate? Nork was already tagged up. Zentara's got him so low. You can see his approach is calculated. Nork actually hit that. Okay, so Keto will go down, but so does the bomb. Tizian holding them, and CT. Great control of his spray. 11 frags found. It's only Rez. He's being held. 9-6. Big Clan, what a statement. They hold the lead, and they hold it by a considerable margin going into the defense. NiP Big Clan continues in just a moment.
Yeah, putting their bodies on the line there, as that is a very common peak, especially for some USPs, but this is them retooling early. NiP on their T side.
Stack on B. They got 2 mid, 2 B.
I guess they've been watching the demos where Hampus tends to just run on in there.
But it makes... Oh, wait. Tapson, was he walking down? Okay. Phew-wee.
Where's the smoke going? It's just been thrown out from spawn. Oh, it's going to be very quick.
Already onto the site. Bomb site smoked. They've got another for the right-hand side. Tapson's actually trying to use that smoke to his advantage, but he's been spotted out now, doing everything he can. Twist found Sis and Hampus elevated. They are planting. Oh, he's giving it a good go. Rez vulnerable. Rez actually stabilizes. He finally found 3-on-3. This is chaos. Plopsky handles it. Quickly going down. Double. A flurry of frags. They're on the bomb. Tizian has a kit. Oh, Twist is converted, but Tizian's there. That's great from Big Clan. What a retake. It looked like NiP were in full control, but it was the push, the chaos created by the push, and just the two of them. Tizian and Zentara finding 5 frags between the two of them.
It's a big pistol round to win, and no pun intended there. The gravitas of that, depending on what NiP decide to do with their buy right here, could be felt, and there you go. NiP, they are buying in here. Galil's scouts, it's an all-in. They lose this.
They bomb planted. Normally, on a bomb plant, you see teams just weather the storm, maybe P250s, Deagles, and you get the full weapons and all your bells and whistles into the next, but they don't want it.
Or drop in AKs, and this time they've actually gone for Galil, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them here. NiP, you need to be competitive in this one.
Yeah, it's against scouts and MP9s, and well, Zentares has kind of ruined Plopsky's day. That spray, enough to completely deter him. I would kind of like to see a Deagle and Galil swap to Hampus. He has the armor to wield it.
It's a very clear indication.
Am I going through puberty again?
You could do. That happens every now and again.
Or is it because I've been talking for 6 days straight?
7.
7 days straight. Tizian, you're playing with fire here, and he's not retreating immediately. He wants to wait for the spray to quit. Does manage to dip away just as it fades. Great moves from him.
Still scary. Zentares wants more. Look at this guy.
Nork's gone. Hampus' Deagle's good. Uh-oh. Rare to see a CS and scout miss. Never mind 2, and he's been allowed to get away. I say that with bated breath. Rez has punished him just as he tucked in. Keto's working on the flank, and with Plopsky's health, the MP9 will be functional at this range. He's going to have to keep moving. That's a big frag. That's the bomb loose, and now the numbers do favor them. They have to be concerned about the flank.
Do they want to flush him out, or do they want to continue towards A? Looks like the latter. And feeder spotted. Hampus needed to convert that one there.
That's a big frag from Tizian. Taking a chance as well, even flashing short. Rez might be concerned about that push. God, they are passing each other like ships in the night. This is going to end terribly for Rez.
This is so active from Big. I love it.
This is really active stuff. I mean, you said the last time they faced it was a 16-4 in favor of Big or something?
16-5, yeah. So with a scoreline like that, it is surprising to see NiP pick back in, but that was in Cologne, which is back in August. We're now at the middle of November, so there's been a lot of growth in that time. We've liked the things we've seen from NiP on Vertigo, but Big, maybe they just have the trump card to this. Maybe their playstyle is just the anti-ninjas in pajamas, because at this stage of the game, it will just be the pistols, and it's looking like a 12th for Big. We haven't seen Plopsky be activated right now. Only 5 kills for him. Everybody else around a similar scoreline for the remainder of NiP, and more inquisitive looks from Tizian. A nade is good too. Look at all that damage. It ain't going to be easy for Rez.
This is NiP's pick as well. This has got a real foreboding feeling to it.
Big in 2 would feel like justice from that Cologne game, because I'm telling you, that 28-26 that they had was just an absolute back and forth affair. It felt like that game was never going to end.
Hampus is always good for 1, it seems, regardless of the weapon in his hands. And Tara's similar. He looks great. Bang. More damage inflicted before they even have to fire a bullet. Twist working with 39. Searson holding down the flank, and there's even more nade damage on its way. This is brutality. It's actually trivial in the grand scheme.
Well.
But yeah, Rez does get found out. This MP9's about to go farming unless Plopsky hits a banger. Has done just that. They're throwing the util. They're losing players. Plopsky's gone. Tabson lucky to be alive after the damage inflicted brings him down to nothing. Millimeters of health keeping him alive.
Tabson is, with that low HP, he just needs to stay alive as a number, right? At this point, for him, it's just, okay, we're in a 2-on-3. Whereas it is going to be Keto potentially going to get both of these. Look at this position. We saw Plopsky use it to no avail. Keto makes it work. Death from above. The final two with the MP9. 12-6 now. It is a quick one.
It is. And it's rare to see, considering NiP's prowess on this map. They wouldn't have picked it otherwise. Big Clan have just come in so prepared and so individually tuned. It doesn't look like there's anything separating. Yeah, look at this. 14, make it 13 on the low end, 16 on the high end. There's 2 kills separating top from bottom. It's a full team effort.
Great stuff.
Good sign of the times for Big Clan. They were crowned world #1 during this online era.
It would be good to have them back in the foray for the playoffs. You consider we have Vitality, we have Heroic, both being world #1s this year. Astralis, of course, Na'Vi. Some huge names in the playoffs already.
FaZe, actually. Surprising us all. Keto nearly finding himself a second. The spray's just a little off. Rez does find the head. So, even trades. Tizian aggressive, though, down the ramp, and he's got it set to find Plopsky here. Surely he's re-aiming it. Oh, dearie me. AKVMP9 and Tizian still wins it.
Yeah, this is just falling apart.
This is clinical.
This is great from Big. Some of the best CS I've seen them play in a while.
Yeah, 100%. Not going to dispute that. CSN's set up for the long hold. That smoke won't cover his gaze for too long. Does mean they can walk up the ramp, though, and Tizian not willing to stand and fight that just yet. Now he goes for the info.
One-way smoke, so he doesn't want to contest this. For good reason. That molly's going to help. He might be able to re-peek after that smoke fades. And Twist, you're being pushed again, my friend. Look at all the space that gets taken. Tabson's pushed, Keto's pushed, Sirius's pushed. Only a few rounds in this second half.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's been spotted by Tabson. Is Tabson a knifer or a shooter?
I think he'll shoot him.
Oh dear. Twist has actually found him. Dumb question, I guess. Twist has shut him down. Where's the bomb? Nork's bringing it. Twist wants to hit B. You'd have to get past Antares. And the smoke's going to enable them to try a little harder to do so. He's already tucking in, though, towards default. Uh-oh, that's the bomb carrier. Wow, Big are potent. That was double from Antares. Gets both of them. And even upgrading to an AK-47, I'd be fearing the man with a one-shot headshot, considering his precision.
Oh, this here is going to be over before we know it.
What's map 2?
Nuke.
We breezed through the vetoes, that's right.
Yeah, so it's the same map pool, same order. I wonder if it'll be the same result, because this is looking very familiar as to how last time transpired in NiP. Well, it already feels too late. Scoreline 13-6, and now they're taking a timeout. They're not able to get confidence in their own map pick. Moving on to Nuke as map #2. We will bring you all the info regarding both of these teams' recent results on it. But I will let you know that it's better for Big by a large margin. NiP have had losses to Na'Vi, Vitality, Sprout, Fnatic, FaZe, Spirit, Mouse Sports, Complexity. That's all since September. They've only had 2 wins out of their last 10 games. And one of those was that 28-26 scoreline I was talking about against Big.
It's not the dream start. NiP, you came in with 6 and you're still staring down the barrel. After 6 that cannot be moved. Fully invested is Hampus. You can see the hero AK he plans to wield.
Well, what have we seen him do in the past? Go quick onto the B bomb site, bully them for some openings, so maybe he needs to inspire them.
Channel you're in a Tabson. Just hold W.
And get that knife out. Believe in the flashes. Boys, I'm flashing. Trust me, I'm going in.
Knife out, W held. Hampus is on his way. Will he meet Keto's AWP? Molly will keep him at bay for now. Good incendiary. Keeps the lid on NiP's T-start.
More of a contained approach right now. No early indication, no early damage. I say that, of course. The nade gets thrown out, and Plopsky has that land at his feet. Hampus now working a pick over towards B. Mounts on top of his teammate's head and catches a glimpse of the head, but not the shot. Keto, too good, and your body, it is off the building, Hampus. Good night, sweet prince.
Didn't lose the AK, though. Rez managed to grab it, snatch it from his cold, dead hands as he backflipped off the building.
Yeah, NiP just not feeling it right now. not getting anything done, not a lot of traction. They're currently working with 3 smokes, 1 flash and a Molotov, and boosting up over towards the wooden boards on B. They will need to keep their head tucked. Keto has a good idea of all the different avenues onto the B bomb site. Second man being boosted on up.
Vulnerable to the res there.
They're setting up the utility. He's actually dropping out. I don't mind this.
So ready to fight. He's actually got 2 opportunities. Peeks and dies on the second. Tabson holding down mouse 1. He's got the M4A1 and catching Plopsky through the smoke. Nork needs a multi. Tabson denies it. Big Clan just showing absolutely no sympathy to NiP. They really are making this one hurt. I'm seeing double AWPs acquired as well. Nork grabbing 1, so triple in the server tonight. Keto, this is a great repeak. So not only does he find a head just as Hampus dug down, it must have been milliseconds separating. He just gets the lovely repeak as they start to flood in.
He almost had the double too. He legged up Twist through the second kill that he was able to grab there. So that made life a lot easier for that B defense. And if you can't tell by the tone, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're feeling like this one's all packed up already. NiP have come in today, not looking hot to trot. Vertigo might be over very, very quickly. 2 more rounds now for Big, scoreline 14-6, and now Sirison searching using the molly. That's a pick onto Hampus.
Oh, he nearly hit it. He was ready for it. Twist, however. And Tabson. Could he be caught? He's got his knife out here. I don't think Tabson's expecting that. Yeah, look at that push from Twist. It could not have been timed better. Tabson did well to do anything with that reaction. And now it's only Keto and Zentares. This is the best shot for the first T round of the Ninjas.
I would like to see a gamble here. It looks like they want to both play over towards A, and I don't mind that whatsoever. You have to take a risk in this number disadvantage. You either look for kills, or you just stack a site and gamble.
Yeah, the molly spurred Plopsky forward a little. Keto lining up a smoke grenade as well, but it's Twist that's about to get caught. What a shot. Great spray. 3 for Twist in this round. It's a bit of a hero role reversal. He's even sweeping through to flank on towards Zentares.
If Twist goes down here, there's a chance for Zentares to rotate over, so lucky he's just tucking in. We can see at that elevated position, not going to be easy to clear, and now even a little bit more ratty. There's no way Zentares clears this, surely. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah, and he didn't lose a single point of health. Zentares not known to be an AWPer, but he will try and hold the cross gap. Nork planting confirms the one made it across, and he tags in with the AWP. Zentares not ready for Plopsky, and so 7. Finally, NiP break their silence. The damage is done. NiP, thank Twist, thank the star, finding 3. He'll get an AK back out. This was the 3rd frag, really important one on the flank. So NiP 7 and Big Clan, though, just looking to reset.
Make sure you get the high fives right, guys, the low fives. Or any of the fives, the fist bumps, the handshakes.
What about a cursory glance and a nod?
A nod works, as long as it's done with respect.
Oh, absolutely, a respectful nod, I should have specified, sorry.
Now, this is going to be big, already brought down to just a bit of a save round here. They don't want to take a risk, and for good reason. They have a commanding lead. It will take some time for NiP to catch back up, and that's whether or not they can weather the storm just against these Deagles, the Scout. Oh, yikes. Tizian spammed down through the metal.
I still feel like they want to go for the boost. But with such low HP, it's almost just a catastrophe waiting to happen.
Feels like now with the low HP, no matter what they choose to do, they might be in a rough spot. Flashes out, good for space, but they tuck away.
Yeah, this could be a crazy kills. Just taking a double each. Rez and Plopsky, Keto's dead.
Okay.
So, that's the consecutive 2. Don't lose anything. No one's going to be complaining on the Ninjas.
Keto's brought straight back into an AWP, which means they will be rocking double AWPs again. Clearly something they've identified as part of their game plan of how they want to rock this CT defense. Tizian only operating with 4K. Might go for the FAMAS to get the utility up, or an SMG, depending on if he wants to go aggressive towards the ramp again. It will be the MP9, so that tells me want to get up in the face of that A-ramp defense. Rez lobbing out the smoke from spawn. That one's going to land towards Scaff, and it's a 4-man lean towards the A site. Keto threw that smoke towards the ramp. Now he goes back towards middle, and away we go. Nork thinking better of pushing that one, while Twist is taking space towards middle again, but he's already been a hero once. How many times can they expect him to bail him out?
Ain't that the question?
Hampus is about to throw some nades here, setting up a Molotov either towards construction. I think that'll be the... Well, he's jiggling through his nades right now. It's a bit hard to make the call.
Twist still. This will be dry. Searson can't believe his luck. He gets a freebie. NiP just not prepared for an AWP aggressive middle. That's the double AWP setup, finding first blood. They walk up ramp with no contact.
Oh, barrel spotted.
Yeah, Zentares, you could be completely caught unawares here. One click. Rez has the site. tabseN denies it. Plopski's trying to cross in as well. tabseN's ready for that duel, but the spray from Plopski's strong enough. Now, they have utility to stop the plant, but are they accounting for a Hampus slipping the net in mid?
So strange.
I like the NiP playbook here, because Keto, again, caught out of place. Do they want to pivot B? It seems they might, with Hampus dropping the util. Norks rotating back through. Tizian with a crucial flag.
Death.
Yeah, that's a bad death indeed. Hampus could have just pressed pause, but now the question is, where do we go? CSGO, cognizant that they could be walking through A, and they are. This is a really weird round. CSGO doesn't have any idea now. Norks going back to A. Plopski punishes. Oh, looking good for the Ninjas. Fantastic for the Ninjas, in fact. Tizian has 19 HP and likely not going to want to contest too much.
It's like a merry-go-round. That's some strange Counter-Strike. We just feel like we're going around in circles for a lot of that, back and forth.
You know how he said Hampus had a bad death, and
yeah.
because he was rotating B, but it actually worked out in favor of them because it pulled CSGO to try and fill that gap. And it meant that Plopski could slip the net, and finding that frag was enough to win the round. All right. NiP, that's going to be 3 T rounds posted on this second half.
We know that their T side is where the strength is, but it felt like Big's aggression was too good too early. Now that they've been whittled down in a few of these, starting to look better for NiP, but once again, you've probably heard me say it in a lot of these games, it's only a matter of time until we see Big picking up too. If NiP can battle this one back and keep it close, they have some mental resilience. It's not impossible by any means. This is Counter-Strike. But the reason look, maybe we change it from a bad death to an unnecessary death.
Yeah.
He could have kept his life, and they could have planted B and probably fortified, but Plopski well handled. And a very strange exchange on the site. The fact that Rez is just able to crouch walk all the way up and kill XANTARES, that is very strange. But it's down to the pistols. suresyn has been gifted the saved AWP from Tizian, so being a good teammate as they've set the big man up with the gun that he requires and always desires.
And we didn't get to see
that.
What on earth was that? Rez has been caught out. Was he run boosted?
Yeah, he was. Was Keto just looking in that direction? Maybe awares of that maneuver, but to do that against an eco, uh-oh, they have an AK, they have an AWP.
And he just found a frag out of nowhere. Tizian had no right to take any damage there, or to do, rather, any damage. So now they've got 2 frags, neither of which NiP were willing to give up. There's an advantage for the CTs. There's an AWP, there's an AK. There's a nade for tabseN that I'm sure he'd love to get square onto the jaw of one of the 3 remaining. Twist is peeking into CSGO and finds a crucial frag. Now they can deploy their smokes and start to win this round, especially when tabseN's missing AWP shots. XANTARES will try and fill the void or just accept his fate. They've got 2 weapons to save. They're returning to
They thinking about it?
They were.
They're back and forth
Hasn't
again.
been planted yet.
XANTARES, hello? Okay, it gets managed in the end. That felt very strange. And that seems to be the case here as we are up to the scoreline of 14-10, still in favor of Big. They have enough money to opt in for the buy, and maybe that's why XANTARES and Keto headed back over, wanted to see if they could steal one away. But yeah, it looks like Keto was more than ready for this. Just peppering him on down, and the fact that the AK stays on the ledge, that's good too. Thought it was strange to throw out the nade before they even heard the bomb getting planted as well, so just indicating that they were close by. Should see how potent they can be. Will the double AWPs be the key to success again for Big? Will Keto opt in again? He's got 5.4. suresyn only operating with, 5K. Keto's actually dropped him the AWP, which means that Keto will only be working with an M4 and no utility. suresyn will now be able to buy in behind that. And with Keto being the primary B holder, I'm curious to see how they jig this CT side around. tabseN still has a little bit more cash to invest right here, and he will get a Molotov, so they have 3 of them, 4 smokes and a defuse kit, but only 1. So if Tizian falls in the obscure position and the bomb's down on the other side, it means we will be in hot water for Big. Again, smoke from Rez. Should see that landing. Oh, did he not throw it? Oh, he has. There you go. Right.
That's a very, very nasty death for Tizian. He thought he'd just be jumping for info. He catches some lead to the chest.
That's the kit I was talking about. Look where it is right now. So it's deep towards A ramp. So if this becomes a super late round situation on the A site, they're not going to be able to find that Big. If it's over towards B, that might be even worse.
Those are the worst deaths, because you know this is usually the perfect comedy timing of, all right, guys, no early deaths, yeah? And he's like, yeah, as he jumps for info and gets banged. Well, salt in the wound, perhaps. They are still definitely looking to overcome this disadvantage. Tizian going down does give the Ninjas a real open door for an 11th.
Well, this is Keto over towards B with no utility. I don't think they want to push the issue. They're going to let Twist lurk while they set up this A execute. So Centaurus and Sirison, they're going to have to be a combo here for a couple. Nades are good, just dispelling everybody from the boost box. Now the smoke starts to come out. That's going to force Sirison into a decision. Do I force forward or do I drop back? Great grenade. Great kills. Centaurus through the smoke. Keto's found one as well. This round has quickly fallen.
Turning it around. They lost Tizian early. Nork needs to plant. He's trying to find a safe haven. It's actually a full fake, so trying to draw
out of smokes.
Anything that remains. The smokes will fade as he tries to battle back in for the plant. Hampus would definitely be in a prime position to deal with that. He's holding the elevator push. A good wallbang. Centaurus can't punish. Hampus holding, turning it back and forth. It's a tug of war between these two. Jam inside advances. Smoke on Searson. It's the only one they have, and he's hit the necessary shot so he can deploy it. Rez going down. Smoke deployed on site. Hampus needs to find one here before they get on the bomb. They're getting on it already. He has the lineup, but he's got so many targets. Good shot. Keto gone. Short can peek now, and it's perfect. Nork has actually disrespected the smoke. They have no idea. Searson's missed his shot. Nork trying to help. Searson hits it, and they have got no kit.
It's the kit. The kit was Tizian's. It was down on the ramp. He was the first death. Yeah, exactly. It's come out to play. You wouldn't expect it, but big. Oh, they've dropped the ball here.
They tried it all. We should have kept track of that kit retrieval. It is picked up for future reference, but this is how it all was won. That was the frag that dropped the kit. And after so much hard work of Big overcoming all of the odds, NiP will take the round by virtue of the absent kit.
Well, Hampus had all 3 kills there, and he's the one who kept the AWP for the entire round. So I'm not sure if Nork's saying, hey, listen, boss, the AWP's just not hitting today, which has allowed Hampus to pick it up. And that is one of the in-game leader's specials. He tends to take these rounds, grab them by the balls, and throw an 11.
Oh, Searson, you aggressive bean. Wide, strafing into the gap in the smoke, hoping to catch a T crossing. Now perhaps might want to take that AWP elsewhere. He's shown presence ramp, but look at this. Plopsky quick to deny it.
Even though there are 3 pistols for Big right now, there are 2 AWPs alongside of that. So if they can find some picks again, and this might be a great way to go about it. Zentara's about to mount up a Nova. Damage done, and Plopsky falls. This is a great start.
Can ask for more.
They could steal one away here, Big.
Double AWP and pistols. Conservative, believe it or not. Gonna see the wall bang this time. Hampus had so much impact on his AWP last time. He's trying for the wall bangs and taking heavy nade damage for his attempts. He wants to find Centaurus, and there's a limit to what he'll be able to get away with here. There's 4 CTs on the site. Big are in the right place.
Time.
35. They cross and peek on the second flash. Trying to elevate. Rez trying to find a way in. Isn't using that smoke to his advantage though. Rez has won the duel. That's the biggest start, and now that bomb should go down. Damn, Rez through the smoke. Nork once more. He's got the bomb though. Might want to be a bit more conservative there, tucking in just in the nick of time.
All from Rez.
Twist has even got another, so not going to be the steal. This is exactly what the Ninjas needed. He's getting swung on. A couple of extra bullets leaving the AK of Nork there.
Might have to change my tune. It did just feel like a matter of time not that long ago, but this has been NiP battling back.
6 in response to the 5 that started Big Clan off on the right foot. Timeout. It will actually be just 1 remaining, so Big Clan are using them when they're under scrutiny. Can't blame them.
Pretty liberal with that, aren't they? If we just reflect, I think the scoreline at one point in this game was already 14-6. So that's been quite the haul to get back in this. NiP are looking good now. They haven't even needed to go for too many of those gear changes. Toby there, the coach. Oof, that's a look of concern if I've ever seen one. Lots to talk through with this timeout, because now with that conservative round that we've just seen and the 6 in a row that NiP have posted, Big need to stop this, and they need to stop it quickly. Rez is coming alive, 20 for him. 18 for Hampus, 17 for Twist. Some good impact from Twist earlier in stages. And Plopsky now, he's back in the mix, 15 kills. He was having a very rough time of it early on, but now it's a full fragging force from NiP. Then the same can be said for Big in their first half. Flashes himself up there, Nork. A little bit unfortunate, but gets tuck across. And Zentara is actually onto the Org. Nades deep, just tickles up Plopsky. Tizian trying to hide in plain sight behind that girder, and look at this, Keto pushing forward. He is going to get decapitated. Rez finding an opening, and they cannot continue to push towards B. Lobby is NiP's.
Great resilience being shown here by the Ninjas. Just materializing that belief that you can come back.
Tricky little flash there from Twist.
Look at the angle from Zentara as that Org enables him to find that duel. Practically unwinnable though for Tizian as he peeks into two of them. He does cause good damage. He softened up Rez and Hampus for the remaining Org in M4, but Nork wins his duel on B, and that's going to change everything. Yeah, the pivot. They'll make lots of noise on the bridge. It'll be audible. Searson has to try and catch Nork before he crosses. But look at Nork being a cheeky beaver. He's actually walking straight past him in the smoke. Searson has no idea, but neither does Nork. Oh, he does. Look, Searson's checked it. Before he pulls the trigger.
Nailed out.
Twist arrives. That's going to be 13. My God, NiP making a very strong case for a T-side comeback here.
7 on the trot. Imagine if they do this cleanly. They could net this 16-14. Overtime might not even be an issue.
I mean, that would be enough of a reason for Toby to start pulling out his hair.
Yeah, well, you think about this as well. Big move on to Nuke, and they're going to have to operate on the T side. I know that's where they got a big chunk of their rounds here on Vertigo, but NiP, with all that confidence, if they steal away this map in that fashion, might be ready to absolutely put Big away. Rez hunting now, just Zentara's to find in his signature AK-47, does land the first shot. More pressure now coming in from A, and Nork will finish him off. That's going to be a flawless round from NiP. Looking very, very good as they isolate those duels.
They got enough cash for the rest of this regulation here. They got everything they need.
Tizian just picked one target there as well. A 1-for-1 trade. But better than the unconfirmed damage. And yeah, he is frustrated. I would be too. Not the way you want to go down. Taking a look here. Big.
Last one.
Yeah, just have siphoned through these. And they are just in that max loss bonus situation where it's 3,400, 3,400, 3,400. Unless you save guns, you can't make the buys work, and they haven't been able to do so. NiP quite diligent in a few of these chases. And I don't know what the option is here. They will have to, well, not concede. They will do their best to fight for it, but they're going in with only some upgraded pistols, maybe a light bit of utility. The double AWP's not working. 3 nades, 2 smokes, a couple of deagles so far. Tabson yet to purchase, Searson the same. Looks like they're gonna, oh, there we go. Searson's just bought in, Tabson as well, so they've left it quite late out of spawn, but regardless, they're in. Nade's ready as the change of pace. It's over towards B. The nade is good. 3 of them softened up, but once again, it's only the pistols. Have to hit some bangers, Keto.
They're coming in so thick and fast. He's going to run out of options. Plopsky's made a decision for him. Nice dunk. It's a consolation prize. Nork to be pressured. Nade, promising. Searson likely to go down to the spray here. Nork stabilizing, and NiP are about to find the equalizer. It's only Zentara. These frags and rounds have been so quick, Chad.
14-14, would you bloody believe it?
So just to recap, if you've just joined us, we had a 6 on the trot out of the gate of our second half of our second game, first map. I put Big Clan on 14, and they've been on 14 for 7 rounds, now 8 rounds straight. NiP have managed to close the gap, and now, if anything, it starts to favor the Ninjas by a large margin. Not only the confidence, not only the fact that they just have to do what they've done 8 rounds straight again, but also the fact that Big Clan, half investing into this one, they will not get everything they desire. It's going to be the only AWP on Searson. Won't get to see any double action this time. Keto's been flirting with the idea. And so we head into the war room. Big Clan, what has been working? Definitely not going to be wanting to see anyone go down on the jump peaks ramp.
When they had the A ramp aggression, remember we had Tizian beating Plopsky with an MP9 versus an AK around the cusp of the smoke. We had a couple of picks coming through, and here it's completely changed. NiP, they have all the confidence. They're the ones in control of this game, the pace. Oh, now not the damage. Hampus actually getting tagged.
Ooh.
Notice early.
Keto dropped early as well. Searson, Molotov'd, and fragged. That molly was so good. Searson forced now to watch, and that's Star AWP gone. Plopsky gets to take some control off the back of that. Tizian White won't be re-aggressing. Dunks an 8 onto Rez, halves his health. Similar shrapnel lodged into Tizian. You can see Xantara's got a ramp smoke from headshot.
Look at this gamble. There's 4 players now from Big on A. They have a feeling this is coming. They've completely given up mid. They've completely given up B. And oh wait, no, there is a player over towards B in the lower side. The little radar tapped me off guard. I thought he was over there towards the top. Never mind. I got excited for nothing.
I wouldn't say nothing, Chad, though, because they were flirting with the B rotate. Second guessing themselves now, Big. That buys about 15 seconds. Good smoke, shorts the threat, has a nade. Will drop it right onto Hampus. That's going to be a frag here. Ooh, okay, gets away.
Good info too.
Yeah. Here they come. Tizian, this is a perfect time. Smoke on short. They're going to have to run through that. And this is aggression. The nade found Plopsky. This is better. Big. Finally break their silence. Thank you, Xantares. Triple kill from him. And their 8-round drought. Crucial moment. Round 29 is where Big find their 15.
Jeez, they took the fight to them here. Imagine if now they close it down 16-14. They let NiP expend all of this energy on the comeback and then just close it down in the final moments. Important round now. Overtime or bust for the Ninjas. They brought back in Hampus doing the primary AWPing. Looks like Nork said, too hard for me today. Back towards A we go. Do or die now. Big, just one more round. Syrison operating with only a scout here.
Oh, Rez, his jiggle has completely revealed him. And Plopsky's gone down too. Xantares using all of the bullets in his clip, but he's managed to get one and get away. Rez is working with 15. Are Big really about to finally find those 2 elusive rounds in the last 2 rounds of regulation? They've started strong. Nork could be the difference maker. Wasn't feeling the AWP, but he is feeling this B aggression from Keto.
Gitter needs to chill. They have the number advantage. He's locked in now. This is a matter of time. 1 minute.
It shouldn't be Rez peeking first, though. He's so low. It's a guarantee for Keto if he just clicks his mouse. 55. That's the jiggle. Nork confirms it. Doesn't take Rez down. That's important. Now Nork pays the heavy price in blood. And Hampus is trying to sell A as best he can, but the finish B is on its way. Tamsin has to get some info somehow.
There's 2 here now.
And they're faking B, going back to A. This is ridiculous. And Xantares has been caught. Oh,
Hampus!
Hampus with the impact. He wants overtime. The in-game leader that leads by example. Leads from the front. Aggressive into the info. Searson gets it, and they are off to OT. Big cannot overcome the Ninjas in regulation, and we are off to the overtime. Of course it's overtime. Same as last time. We'll take a quick break and be back for OT.
The final 10 rounds of play, they won 9. 8 of those were on the trot. And now we're at 15-15, MR3, 16K.
4 scopes on this setup from CT side. Keto will fire off a shot, the flash forcing his hand, and now they take the B stairs control, or at least waiting for the nades. Rez and Hampus will start their ascent. And Searson has successfully found this mid-frag every single time. This time it's a successful jiggle from Twist that confirms the setup.
Oh, timing on this.
Oh, what? Tizian caught straight through the smoke, Plopsky. That is a dream.
Remember how Plopsky started this game? He was struggling.
He was, truly.
And Nork's even back onto the AWP, so found his confidence. Now they're in overtime. NiP are going to be feeling themselves here, especially if Nork can come alive. The confidence they'll get with a win like this, as far as that is concerned for the series, may be huge, but they need to get past them. And Tabson wants more info.
That's more than info, but it gets immediately traded. So now you're on a 4v3. And I will remind you that with the double AWP investment, retakes are not so fun for Keto and Searson. Xantares might have to be the difference maker, and he's got his smoke. It is perfectly timed if he drops it now. He can swing though. Oh no, they both line up. Xantares has found impact. Hampus and Rez. That's a desk slam moment, because just like that, just through one man, Xantares has made a round that looked like an NiP advantage. Quite the opposite. Twist planting could change things. Looking promising. Getting it down and doesn't get away. Searson's dunked him, finishing off what the wallbang started. Nork. He said he's got his confidence back, Chad, but how much confidence do you have in him here? Molly towards his position. Smoke on the bomb. And he finds the elevated Keto. Needs to stick around. He can't let them get on that plant. Oh, nearly hits the quick flick. He doesn't. Knocks Centaurus off, and another chance for Nork squandered. Keeps playing around the smoke. If he could just stop it. Searson pushes through with the blade.
I think he landed on his head.
That is a nasty way to go. Yeah, that summarizes it perfectly. Knife kill for Searson. I like the try. You see that miss onto Centaurus, basically losing him the round. Nork, I liked his positioning, but it was Centaurus with the better transfer. Look at the spacing on Hampus and Rez. He didn't have to move his crosshair to get the double.
He did land on his head. Oh,
right next to him and stabs him in the spine to finish.
What a way to do it. That's a big round as well. And that spurred on push from Hampus and Rez was because of the Centaurus smoke. They tried to play ahead of it. They tried to get in front of it, and by doing so, it just lined them up perfectly for Centaurus to close that one down. 26 for him now as he leads the charge, and NiP in overtime still had some timeouts left. Probably a good time to take one. Just been rattled by that. And Nork definitely had his opportunities. A couple of shots going awry right there. The difference between winning and losing a round is big. We'll pick up the first in overtime. But how many more can they muster? Both teams with better T sides than CT sides. That should go without saying if you've been following this one. So if Big are able to get 2 out of the 3 in this first half, they'll be sitting pretty. All right, timeout taken.
Welcome to Twist's Scaff Smoke tutorial. Thank you for coming.
We'll even follow it through the sky for all of you flying with Twist Airlines today. Obscuring the vision of an aggressive Centaurus.
Or is he going to use it? You can see charging into it. Yeah, like a moth to a flame. He's peeking behind it. That tiny little slither gap in the smokes is all that Nork has to work with at this point. They both throw some speculative shots through.
Jeez, that was through.
Yeah.
Through the top hole.
But Plopsky previously catching a frag in a similar fashion. Now Searson's caught Twist. That continues to be a duel that favors Searson. He's taken a first blood on their mid-lurk.
Takes a lot of confidence from Twist to keep going for a fight like that, and some great utility usage here from Big to hold them at bay. So a deeper smoke, now the Molotov. They will most likely wait for that to dissipate before they push forward. Centaurus can even drop this after that molly is completed at 7 seconds. But back and forth we go. It's just exchanging nades right now. No one actually being able to see one another, but damage still done to Plopsky is... Will this be the final destination?
Boosting.
Oh, the flash as well.
Time it so well with the flashbang. You just don't get a chance to even punish. Another frag. Tizian's found it. And what? Nork, he had the aim, didn't have the frag, and this time he goes down on the search for more. Hampus caught on the B aggression. This is great from Big Clan. They had firm control of this game for most of regulation, and it looks like it's back in their remit again. 2 of the 3 CT rounds already there. There's one final to be played out. And if you're NiP, if you're Threat, you've got 1 more round to make an impact, 1 more round to post, and you've got 1 more timeout. Why not?
Well, at this stage of the game, you really have to wonder what NiP are going to pull off, because Hampus was instrumental in some of their comeback rounds, and that was him as an in-game leader, having to take a lot of liberties, having to take a lot of risks, and hitting some massive shots. It was with the AWP, it was with the AK, but it was all on Hampus for some of those key rounds as part of the comeback. They might need to look to him again, because it looks like they're out of options. Big are handling this well. That is the last time out for NiP, so if this one is a back and forth affair and we continue forward well into the night, the coaches won't have those pauses to talk to their teams anymore. Buys are in, the AKs are looking great. Big, look at the smiles on their faces. 4 AK-47s, the AWP for Searson. The exact same buy, eidetic on the other side of things for NiP. They need a round. They can't go into this second half with nothing. And back towards A, they trundle. It's going to be the same scenes.
Well, Searson's, that's enough to deter him, I think. Significant damage dealt to the defensive AWPer. Final round, let's see if NiP can post something. Molly onto Tizian, he smokes it himself. Surely they've got nades for that.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt.
Get him out of there.
Ouch. Deleted.
Even a third for good measure.
Jinx, buy me a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi.
All right, well.
Centaurus has actually walked straight back into elevator. Searson's going to drop his ramp smoke. Nork's well ahead of that. Nothing to be concerned about here.
They're going to regress with this again.
Uh-oh, back turned, double. This is what NiP and Rez triples it. He ain't going empty-handed into the next half. He'll take not only 3 frags, but he'll take a round, the first for NiP on their T side 3 here in OT.
Keto has to go for this. So let's see. A 1-on-5. Smoke and a flash. What can you show us, Keto? You've been heard now.
Oh. Please stop spraying, Hampus. I'd like to try and get a kill here. Bomb's half gone. That was the frag he was waiting for, but there's mollies and bullets. Yeah. So 17-16, 2-1 if you're keeping track of the OT. We swapped sides. Good to see Big Clan now working on their T side.
Magic number was displayed there for you in the middle of the screen. 1st to 19. If we go 18-18, we go again.
You've got some great ideas for a switch up of how overtime could be played.
Yeah, I think this first one I'm happy with. You kind of, you know, in football how they do like extra time and then they go into golden goal and penalties. We may as well have something similar in Counter-Strike because overtime could go forever.
The first OT is MR3.
Yeah, and then the future one, it's still hard for me to explain because I'm a little bit of a muppet.
Ah, you got it, bro. You just play one round on each side,
yeah,
keep swapping, and then the first to find 2 consecutive is the winner.
Precisely, my dear Watson.
I got you, brother. Hampus could be dead here. Great precision from Xantara's crosshair placement, better than none. Smoke towards Scaff.
Someone on NiP needs to level up with the double here, and it looks like they're going to be pushed back into limbo over towards A. It is just Rez. They've got 2 postured towards B, 1 towards middle in Twist. He's going to be the quickest rotation through that elevator room. Utility's still decent. You can see they're still holding onto a truckload of Molotovs to help dissuade this plant. But Big have got everything they need as well for an A set piece, and now that they've got full ramp control, they might set up for this. Rez has even taken damage through the boards, getting melted on down, so the argy-bargy.
Just being there has practically cost him his life. They actually swap out so the AWP can provide assistance from afar. Smoke's deployed, and this is where you just basically lose all vision. There they bloom. The only option is to jump over or drop a nade. Molly for headshot, it's perfect. Short of vulnerability. That's Xantara's responsibility. He's found it.
That's the kill.
That is the one. Rez is just 2 down low to contest here. The molly will not stop the plant if Keto keeps spraying. Oh, over their own smokes. It's the Big Clan special. And that's a very stylish finish. Keto takes 3 in the round. Puts 18 on the board. That's match point. They got 2 of them. Big Clan, they've been here before. NiP closing the door of it. And that was in regulation. It seems like Big Clan have got another chance to do what they couldn't in regulation.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can actually... Wow, that was a stylish finish. Boy, that was hot. Let's see if Big are able to do it here, because next up is their map pick. It is Nuke. We've really had to battle in this one, seeing lots of innovation.
Oh.
And early stages, both players, Tabson and Sirison, taking huge damage.
Jesus, Sirison, Tabson, both operating on a slither of health now, and Hampus up to his usual tricks, his usual antics on match point to be pushing a ramp smoke.
Of course he is.
He's even found a tiny little gap. He's going to get Sirison here. Where is he? Oh, Xantara's can't trade immediately. Gets it eventually, 4-on-4. Twist, trying to give him the Sirison treatment. And he gets it. There you go. Bit of a role reversal. There's more where that came from. You could re-peek into it. Rez confirms that there's presence ramp, but Tabson's dropped the bomb. Twist has found it. This is great. NiP. Only need 2 more. Plopsky is pushed up aggressive here on B. I wonder if Keto's going to be ready for that. He's backed away. Perfect timing for Plopsky to start taking info. Calls B stairs clear. Twist, he's been trying to fight Sirson and Zorp in mid this whole time, and now there's even 2 orbs holding it. You want to see a Xantara's peak? Did damage. Keto takes off Twist's head. So bomb retrieval is the name of the game, and he's managed to do that without too much of a price to pay, but caught out by the push and positioning of Plopsky.
What do you reckon, Alex? Maybe the Tabson B rush with all the flashes and nades behind it. It worked for them in regulation. It was a key round.
It was. It's not the spawn, though. Just Tabson fancies chances.
This was good stuff by Twist. You can see him just creeping back in, re-aggressing. And there's Plopsky closing it down, not letting him get away.
We are going all the way.
It doesn't seem to be stopping here tonight. 1 more for double OT. It's not towards B, it's over towards middle, and they are quick. They want to capitalize on the fact that there's AWP presence. Twist is going to get run down.
Oh, they're going to try to. They need another flashbang. Supportive incendiary. There's the flash. Twist naded down to 42 and actually pulling a smoke out of him too. Did he drop it? He didn't in the end. Thought better of it.
Well, they forced NiP to stay light on their toes. They play heavy in rotation. As you can see, 3 individuals were fortifying middle. 1 pushed in towards B right now, and that's just Rez on his lonesome towards the A bomb site. A lot of pressure here, and it feels like once left in limbo over towards short, every team struggles with this, and that's back where the pressure point is. Grouped up is big. Leaning towards A now. These duels are everything for NiP. They lose this, they might lose the game.
It's a great nade onto Crane. Rez forced out by the Molotov, and Keto swinging at the perfect time. He's on for 28. Rez is gone too, added to Keto's list. He's on for a dirty 30 into OT. He even catches a tight line on Twist. That's a triple kill entry on match point.
Oh, he wants more.
Give the man the ace. Keto, a man possessed, looking for an AWP frag to finish it all.
Get out of his way, boys.
Hampus with a point to prove and a round to win. 4 more where that came from. Keto wants the ace. It's Xantares to seal the deal. Big. Take the Ninjas pick away from them. Overtime, a war of attrition. Berlin International Gaming 1, Ninjas 0. For the top take, if they go for it, they'll be able to unload those dual Berettas.
That's very...
If they go for it, they'll be able to unload those dual Berettas.
That's very interesting. I've never seen that before on a CT-sided pistol. Nork's taking a lot of space here. He's gotten across. He's even going for a pick. Look at this from Nork. He's been spotted. He's about to be run down. There's 3 big players on the other side of this red box who have locked him on in. Keto even finishes him off.
Okay. What do you do with this now? You've lost yard. Twist definitely doesn't want to peek. Wait, they've even crossed secret and got ramp control.
Everything you'd ever want.
This is like a 1 round through positioning alone. Now the Franks are matching.
Uh-oh, NiP's woes are kicking off here.
Hello, the loudest rotate you could possibly make. And Tabson's already pressuring Twist on Heaven. They can fill either side. Every frag goes their way. Now the Julies fill the feed. It is just the 2
They got
armored.
4 pistols left.
I see what you did there. And Blovsky's found 1 before he shut down. Now, as second Julie appears and enters the fray, Xantares with his P250 says no in capital letters.
Now, Alex, I don't know if you are an NiP fan. It doesn't really matter, because I'm sure there's a whole lot of them watching at home right now, and they're probably eagerly waiting to see if the Ninjas can do what they did last time to Big on Nuke, which was a 28-26 victory. Now, that's plenty of overtimes there if you don't want to do the maths. But what you need to know is ever since the introduction of Hampus into this roster, NiP have played this map 14 times. They have only won it 3 times.
Well, that doesn't sound too positive.
Now, their permaban is Dust 2. They don't play that one. This is their second worst map.
Tizian sets himself up for success. That's all his own util, and he's managed to get right under the enemy skin early. As does Plopsky, though. Look at this. He's pushed in towards the lobby. Tizian has forced Hampus to rotate down, and now pressure on the outside smokes. I like the way that Big are approaching this. Their nuke is a threat. And they're demonstrating that in the first 2 rounds of play, just through the playbook that they've utilized. Get 1 down vents early, rotate secret. He has the vent rotate. The only threat you're going to have to deal with is going to be, well, at the moment, it's 3 CTs, admittedly, but they'll be able to pick apart at them through window control. Chad Birchall's school of Counter-Strike taught me that you need window control to successfully take the lower site. And now it's been denied. Twist leaping into the Lion's Den. They're going to wallbang him. Hampus not long for this world. Good damage, and it's finished off by the nade. He softened him up for Norks. Finished off long range. That's a very long range Mach 10 frag from Searson, and that could be the start of the end unless Plopsky gets this one. And he has. Rez has gone down. Not easy for him.
Enter top is on the cards.
It's very strong. Molly towards Heaven as well. Tizian to work on the lobby lockdown.
Tars even has the AK for this. Perfect weapon for the job as they try and peer out Heaven. Nork's going around to main. Oh, Tizian.
Perfect.
You naughty boy.
That is a dream.
A couple of other little stat lines to look at here for NiP on this map of Nuke. I mentioned that they've only played it 14 times, 3 wins, 11 losses. Nork is the only player to have a positive rating. And it's not even deep into the positive. It's only a 1.04. Everybody else, Rez, Plopsky, Twist, Hampus, all with red ratings on HLTV.org. And Hampus, the in-game leader, he is actually the lowest rated out of all of them.
Yeah, and I've got some great news to share during this, what could be a rather uneventful round. Rushley has had a CSGO notice him. A CSGO Twitter account has noticed. Rushly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It feels very cool.
I'm sure
I can believe it.
I can actually hear you smiling.
Yeah. I honestly can believe it. So yeah, I was chuffed about that.
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest.
really, really cool. And they even acknowledged that you've pushed bump mines further than they expected.
Exactly, yeah. So shout outs to Sid as well. He was a person who, really started to do some crazy stuff.
He was the one that inspired you, no?
Oh yeah, definitely so. And if it wasn't for CSGO's tweet...
How do we find Sid, your inspiration?
I believe it's Sid Danger Zone Playhouse, I believe it is.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm sure you'll find it if you type it into the Googles. Norks managed to put his bullet into the head of Keto, but I'm afraid that is only on Mach 10 recovered. It's not going to be the dream save.
And I'm really not in love with this for NiP. Sure, the last time the result, this was a very close game, and I guess you just saw Vertigo be extremely close, but for NiP, for it not to be one of their key maps, as Nork's going to mop up another kill here, they're going to continue to hunt. Does he really want to hold on to the Mach 10? I guess so. He's going close to the bomb. He's just trying to draw them all in to take down as many as he can. They will find him. And they will survive. So very, very lucky there. That was just a second between maybe some more damage from the bomb and a couple of extra kills for Nork, but he's done a decent job and he will be able to get the AWP going forward. Nice clean mop up there for Big as the scoreline now 3-0. And Big picking into this one here today, it was a clear weakness of the Ninjas. It is something that they should be considering themselves favorites in.
They've been so relentless in these outside smokes. By the time they're throwing it and you're 10 rounds in, you're going to have to, respect it.
Oh, Tizzy hasn't even found one as well. So over towards Squeaky Door, Plopsky goes down. Another early death for the Ninjas, operating at a man disadvantage as Nork will need to go searching now, but so does Twist. He's found Tizian in lobby.
That is a big start. They haven't used their outside smokes. They only threw the one on the initial cross, so now they can continue to take space, and they will through a molly and smoke combination. Flashes even as they try and get across. Rez has got such a fast flank. He's a silo flanking. Searson misses his shot. Keto doesn't, but Hampus, with them all distracted, takes a wide fight and lines them up. That is a confidence booster and a half. He gets 3 in quick succession, and those are his first 3 of the second map.
Oh, okay, money in question for a couple of players on Big here after the first few rounds did go quite well. They will have to talk through the buy. Zentaris has enough to purchase himself and even drop one across if he'd like, and this is just Hampus again on the replay. So if we want to know why that's possible, Big like to do a lot of these 4-man yard plays with Tizzy and the solo defender towards lobby. So as soon as he's gone down, NiP have punished that. They've taken all the space, and they've even forced Big just down to a partial investment. Zentaris didn't go for the AK. He's gone for Kevlar with a Galil, so very, very curious purchase there. Couple of Deagles, 2 Glocks, and a nade for Tizian. They can keep NiP honest with a frag or 2. They'll make sure that the CTs don't start building a bank. But Big, surprisingly, are not going all in on this one. Taking some yard control again. You can see a little bit of a stack here with Tabson and Keto. If anybody wants to peek up Secret, we'll have a slight little height advantage. That nade will make them think better of it. Hampus with the toughest job on the map here, having to deal with yard, especially with the way that Big like to approach this, especially considering that Searson with the AWP will be present.
Oh, and Zentaris reveals the Galil in the feed, and North clawing it back for the Ninjas. Should be problem solved. Bomb spotted crossing yard, and the fact that they've gotten away with this, and now the bunny hop, yeah, it baits the shot. Trying to get Searson down. Tabson was trying to set his teammates up for success by getting presence into lower, but Nork just does not flinch. Tizian, good moves. Taking it in turns for triples. First Hampus, now Nork back on the feed.
It's really important for Nork to come alive here in this map, and the fact that he is back onto the AWP is starting to fill me with a little bit more confidence in NiP than I had coming into this map. He just wasn't operating well with it on the T side against Big at Vertigo, and getting back on the CT side here, he will be instrumental. This is not a good map for NiP. I'll continue to push that one home for you because Big picked this for a reason. They're currently 3 on the trot. 2 of their big wins on this have been against Mouse and Vitality in recent times. Once again, it's that heavy lean towards yard. Just Tizian towards lobby again. So if they're able to find him, they'll continue to crunch this pressure from all angles, NiP. And we spoke to Threat not that long ago talking about how he thinks the meta of the CT side for Nuke is shifting. We need to see if that's the case. What has he been working on? Nork searching now. Secret smokes drop. He might go for a little bit of a looky-loo.
He's going to get first blood by Tabson. Forced now to into a 4v5, and you can see that the CTs are moving around the map. Plopski's even caught Tizian. Hampus meets Centaurus, and that's the first back for Big. They're wrapping in. Twist surely.
Oh no!
Doesn't find the head. Searson reacts quick enough, and suddenly what felt like a completely done deal has got another twist. Plopski now has to be threatened by the potential for that heaven and ramp pivot. Centaurus is heading up there with the bomb for now. Held by Rez. Very predictable angle, admittedly. He'll be procedurally checking that back and forth. Oh, sound. So much sound. Plopski, what's your punish here?
Oh, he can use the one way against them.
Yeah, as they drop in, it's true. With the bomb drop now, and oh, damage inflicted. Searson will be finished off. That's lovely. Do they save the double AWP? Doesn't look like they're interested. And so, that's NiP equalizing and doing so rather convincingly. You can see what that's done to Big Clan as well. 2,400, nothing. You'll have to basically watch the fourth get taken from them.
I think he was looking for an AK there. Plopski unable to find it. We'll just have to operate with the M4, but the round's the most important part. And how Big adjusts to this will be the question. Still got the fans in the fan cam. If you want to join them, if you're watching, you're at home on your PC. Everyone giving a bit of a fist bump there. IEM.gg/fancam. We do have one series left this evening after this one. It's Team 1 taking on Triumph, the rematch. As we turn our attention back to Big versus NiP, it will just be the pistols again. This time smokes towards Yard and Hampus. Perfect position. Able to get 1.5. Rez will have to do the rest of the work here.
Can do this, Keto. Only missing the jiggle. Does get punished on the second. It's his and his deagle.
All right, clean as you like. NiP only losing Hampus there. Able to course correct after a shakier start there. Good trades from Rez. 4-3 and a timeout call from Big. Toby wants to get on the mic here. That'll be the coach of Big, just making sure that everybody understands what they need to be doing as they head into their next gun round. If you take a look at the cash on the bottom right-hand side of your screen there, you can see that Searson was currently operating with 5.5k. That's enough for him to go for the AWP. But he has to choose between Kevlar or utility. Never a choice you want to make, and especially considering you will be on that T side. Head armor is always nice to go up against the M4A4s or the 1Ss as well. Timeout has expired. Buys are coming in. Tabs it into the AK. Will we see the AWP from Searson? Would make a lot of sense. There you go. AWP and Kevlar. Everyone else has the utility required here. NiP starting to build a little bit of a bank now. You can see buoyed up to 9k will be Nork. What will be the approach? They're sending Searson forward with the AWP. Hampus needs to be careful about how he approaches this. Just a couple of jumps and jiggles to see what's around. Doesn't spot anyone towards top of silo, but if he peeks too far, oh, he's going to get into a duel there. Centaurus and Hampus both call it off. Rez has even found Tizian in the meantime.
Tizian's been a lot of their opening deaths. That's a fifth added to the list. Not necessarily an opening death, but yeah, it's all the same.
Look at them take the space. As soon as Tizian's dead, they know that they can push.
This is a really big gap. Rez was punishing it on the silo push before. This is where Hampus got his triple kill. And look, Twist has already triggered discipline, or not, just didn't notice Tabson. Now he's got the frag. And he's locked them outside. Smoke as well for them to play around. This is awkward now. GG.bet believes that Big have the edge. An understandable 1-0 up in the series. Certainly not in this round, though. They are building some great setups here for the CT side. Oh, Plopski spotted. Will he ready for Hampus on red box? Yeah, that's Hampus again, finding a frag. This is great. NiP haven't lost a single man, and it's down to them taking some proactive space, taking some risks, denying lobby info. Rez has done it, now Twist has too.
They're going to force Big to completely change their game plan here, Alex, and I don't know how much they can lean back on more lobby presence, because that's what they have to do. That is exactly what they have to do, because if they notice there's any more players in lobby, ooh, seriously, am I going to kill? Ooh, nice and easy as you like. Twist will go down. No longer a clean round. They know where the AWP is now, so if they want to hunt, they know exactly where to turn their attention. It seems like they're just calling the dogs off here and we'll hold on to their guns. But yeah, this means that Big will have to change their game plan. So if you go for more lobby presence, maybe Searson could look for some ramp picks, something along those lines. We know that Big have that top execute where they love to throw the Molotov actually through the wall, as it were.
Yeah, on the little light fixing.
Yeah, so they will have some different looks. We know that they have more strategies, but their overall game plan is quite reliant on having one player towards lobby, Tizian, the one who's being bullied at the moment, and the remainder of them working yard as a unit. If they go quicker into yard, or if Tizian is able to play more passive, so he's not giving up any early deaths, at that point, Big might be able to operate in the way that they want to, but they've already used their second timeout.
It's a strange twist of fate, Chad, but but you're not going to believe this. This doesn't sound like me at all. I watched a full Tizian POV.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, of Tizian T-side nuke, actually.
Yeah.
And I know his default is going behind the red box squeak. And if I know that, and I've watched one demo,
NiP know that.
yeah. And it's been working wonders for them. I think a combination of nading off Squeaky Door early really reduces Tizian's options. And then if you have the mix of trophy and hut aggression, he loses a lot of power in lobby.
Yeah. So at this point, this is probably why Toby has opted to take another timeout. Surely they've identified the fact that these flanks have happened on 2 big gun rounds, and we've only played 8 rounds of Counter-Strike. So if that's NiP clearly taking it to big, they're trying to rattle them, and if they must have, that must have clearly rattled them because they need to operate differently from this juncture forward.
Because those are deaths that don't happen in a professional game of Counter-Strike, right? I mean, going for an outside take and being shot in the back and silo at the same time as Hampus has got no smoke on your cross, it's a really, really cruel twist of fate. And from twists of fate to twist going down first. Searson's found him. Tamsons are even sneaking down secret. Hampus wants to punish and he's going for it. Plopsky finding him first though, so they'll be meeting each other. Nork does punish the drops and Tara's tried it. They tried a different flavor. Already, it's not gonna really translate into anything successful. Nork's locked him out.
I feel like they need a plant at least here because Searson didn't get any loss bonus by saving this AWP, and now they're fully committed, so they will have to go for this big. Keto's trying to get the bomb down. Will the door swing open? Plopsky not giving it away. If they pick Decon, Searson's going to have that AWP trained on his position.
Element of surprise. Catches Rez. Doesn't take him down, but Keto very low. And eventually taken out. Good jump. Molly. Pressure. Searson losing his AWP in dark. And only Tizian against 4. Time is half gone. If he could 1-dig without getting spotted out, yeah, unfortunately, Nork's quick. Reacts accordingly. And they've fused with plenty of time. Solid from the NiP squad.
Deary me.
They've saved 3 AKs as well, and you can see that their finances are swelling. 13 grand for Rez as he drops a weapon over his teammate. He is building quite the CT bank, and with Big Clan, they started off with the first 3. They have really met their maker. NiP done their homework. You can see Rez, his movement made it almost impossible for Searson to punish, combined with the mollies and flashes. So they get the bomb plant, Chad. You said that was a must-have from Big. They've secured that bare minimum, but frustrations are rising.
Well, Searson only had 4.3, and that was with the plant, so they've been able to drop in an AWP, and here you go. Tizian back in towards Squeaky, but more lobby presence. Wait, they're pushing, they're popping top.
Trying to. Rez seems to want to deny it, though, with 13. Make it 14, make it a double. He's managed to open it up. Nork catching Keto on the way in. Big throwing caution to the wind. Searson hoping to catch the trades a little too late to the party. Nork might peek back in, though. Down the vent loudly. Centaurus to plant. Will drop his smoke to enable it. Searson, he's in a prime position, actually, to defend his teammate here. An AWP, a perfect weapon for the job. Centaurus is cautious to plant. Hampus is the unknown entity. And as that bomb goes in, are his priorities denial? Yeah, he's just completely caught Centaurus, and Searson thrown into a 1 versus 3.
Oh, this feels winnable for Searson. There is smokes in play.
And he's already caught the descending Plopsky, tags him up for 15. That's not the lethal kill he was hoping for. Peeks into Nork now, playing with the doors, and he does catch the drop. He knows where they are. Twist, though, punishes the miss. Searson, if only he'd have had that lethal kill onto Plopsky, it could have felt different. A valiant attempt from the German AWPer that does have no absence of class and pizzazz. 7 for the Ninjas now. They have nearing max money.
All right, well, there was a moment where this one almost got out of control, but it is a plant again, and what it will be at this stage is the max loss bonus facilitating another buy, facilitating another Searson AWP, and facilitating Big to remain threatening. You're bang on with the money. NiP have enough to continue a buy for future rounds, even if they do lose this one, but it means they have to struggle. If they can start denying Big the plants, these rounds do get a little bit easier. More lobby presence again, this time Tabson helping them set it up. Not dropping down the vent, more ramp focus as well.
This is Tizian's default position. Searson's going for some interesting off angles on yard.
Oh, Rez got done.
That's the first opening we've actually seen in favor of Big in some time. Now they just need to build upon it.
Well, at least they know there's more lobby, yeah.
Ski. Oh, he's walking straight into the crosshairs, and he actually wins the duel. That is colossal for Plopsky. The flash is good too. He wants the challenge. Tizian believes he's been given a gift from the gods. Plopsky's head gone. Searson's found one outside. Hampers was secret. Nork on the side still, though. He can't deny it, can he? He pushed into Tabson. 2 to the belly. Needs a third on Keto. And he's hit it as well. Nork's come alive in pursuit of an 8. Already, Searson's been spotted. He can't hit the shot. A flash is good. Maybe he can catch the denial. He needs to stop Twist. Oh, no! A miss onto Nork, and the defuse comes in. 8 now for the Ninjas.
Well, another plan, and it will be another buy from Big, and that one was even closer. Rez with the opening death towards Hut, but Plopsky, what a pick that was onto Xantares. They weren't expecting the re-aggression.
Like, oh, damn. These new generation, this new breed of players, they jiggle everything. Like, it used to be you jiggle the court like a couple of corners.
Yeah.
Now every single angle, no stationary movement whatsoever. And he just catches a little glimpse of Xantares' head. Big smile on Twist. It's good to see a smile out of him, typically.
Death slams and frustration.
Yeah, exactly. Keto's going for the vent drop, and it does seem...
Oh, he's stuck.
He's been slowed by Rez. In fact, so much so, he's now gone.
Oh my God, NiP have completely unraveled any game plan Big have come in here with today. They've had to change up the pace.
Oh,
They've had to change up the process. It's all towards top. More dropping down the vent. This is going to be heard. They're noisy.
So noisy that Twist is in this power spot. This is a multi-kill position.
Oh.
It's just their toes. You can see, look at Tabson's health. He's even dropped a nade.
Stop that.
Hi. Twist finally goes down. It will fall to Searson, and he's hitting some good shots. Very good shots. A double. Hunted now. Nork on ramp. He taps away. It's a good duel. They double up, and he hits them both. Searson, what a round. He actually hits the final bullet. Wow, that is pristine. 8 found. Big Clan given a 4 thanks to their star AWPer.
I am gobsmacked.
Let me see this.
I'm counting the bullets here. Look at this.
5 bullets. 3. He gets the last 2 kills with his last 2 bullets.
That is absolutely
I've never seen
insane.
it. Searson, you beast.
Jeez.
You demigod.
They needed that.
Well, yes, maybe that's an injection of life into Big Clan. A miss from Nork gives them another chance. Searson. Oh my God, Searson taking some liberties. Nork will punish him for it, running with the momentum of his clutch. Some great shooting, but already a disadvantage for Big to overcome. That was amazing. I'm still recovering from that.
Jesus.
I think that testosterone was flowing through Searson's veins as he went for a completely dry cross.
That was such a biff that entire round. What a way to close it.
Last 2 bullets.
Oh, what a shot from Tabson as well. Nork just leering into the open. He goes down, so now we're back.
This is a chaotic Counter-Strike game.
There's so many fights.
Fights all over the map. You can see that Hampus winning that does mean that Yard is under the CT control. They're heading into Twist. They'll have to turn the flash, but this frag is everything, and he's already found Tizian. Does well to find a second as well. Means Xantares has only got himself to rely upon. Plopsky winning another duel that didn't look too favorable. Good stuff from the Swede.
NiP are giving them no room to work with. You can see as soon as they identify where Big are, they want to take the fights. And sure, that was one of the key reasons as to why Searson was able to hit those 2 absolute bangers, that they wanted to continue to fight and take the round away from him. But that is also why NiP are 9 to the good of 4 for Big so far, is because they continue. As soon as they know what space they have, take it and keep the pressure on. As soon as Big want to turn around and double back, or they want to head for any more territory that they think they've already kept under their remit, it's gone. NiP are in their face. They're fighting. And they're looking good for 10. It's a fast top.
Oh, through the molly. That is fast. Check your Hut. It's Hampus, and he's got double. Rez dropping off the Hut as well for another. This is NiP. Just slapping Big Clan around. Oh, Searson. Oh, Searson, you want it so bad. He gets the knife kill, puts the M4 in his hands. Perhaps he's got something more to contribute.
Well, they know there's a deagle towards Squeaky, and Searson was in lobby, so both players have been noted now as Hampus has ducked down secret. He's now going to push back around towards main. Bomb is down on the top side. There's heaps of time right now to isolate some jewels. There's a lot of utility left. Hampus has a smoke, so does Nork. They can keep Squeaky and Hut smoked if they would like. But there's still a real chance, because if you plant yourself on top of the bomb here, you treat it like a bit of an egg, well, you know where they're going to be sitting.
Hampus does not have the health to handle that duel.
If he gets one here, he's done well. I feel like they should get on top of this.
They likely swing together. It's about choosing a target and committing to it. Element of surprise. Shadow. He commits, and he does get one and done. That's not too shabby considering his health. Mission accomplished. The bomb retrieval mission starts. Searson likely expecting res, and he's handled it well. Can we see another clutch from Searson? He's already got 3 kills, 12 HP to find the last. Started with a knife kill. And now, descending. Nork. Gonna be the one responsible for saving this one. He's actually charging down behind Searson, a fake plant and a push. He's only got the HP. Nork puts the 10th on the board for the Ninjas. Searson gave it everything it was worth. Last round of this half, Hampus getting credit where it's due. You can see with 3 kills, 400 damage as he was on top of that hut. They tried to completely change the pace there, Big Clan. You can't really fault them for trying. It just was met by a perfect double hut play from the Ninjas. 17 for Rez. Nork on 15. He's definitely back to his winning ways in Big Clan. This T side has been kept so honest.
I can't believe the way that NiP have approached this. If you're looking at the stat lines, it's been horrible for them on Nuke in recent times, but they have unraveled Big's game plan. They continue to do so. More harassment over towards Squeaky Door. More space taken towards ramp. Sirisson's looked the wrong way, the wrong time. Twist might punish him here.
How deep of a clear does Searson do?
The fact he's looking at the smoke in that angle, I think it means that he feels no one has crossed.
Twist and Searson, a standoff. Oh, and that's the tip of an AWP. Can duck under it, and peeks into it. Perfect play from Twist, and he's done his job. Tizian has slipped the net, though. Twist may not be anticipating this.
He's just looked down.
Good find. Tizian pays a heavy price. Trying to keep them pinned. He's done well to drop that util. The CTs cannot rotate into ramp. It enables his teammates to descend. They're going lower. Plopsky's there. Is he ready for Tizian? What an off angle.
This is wild.
Standoff. 2 in that window room. And Plopsky starts his crawl. A hard headshot to hit. Hampus gets 1. Plopsky actually weathers the storm of Tizian. Now the Ninjas have a shot. Keto's hit his. Doesn't find the second. It falls to Tabson. Very winnable for the start. Bomb ticking away heavily in favor of him, and he's already taken down the healthiest member. Tabson just needs to get on the bomb. Plopsky's got no health for this. A flash again. It should be his frag. It is. Tabson finds 5. And we find a break. Got to compose ourselves as the Big Clan. They've got a big CT side ahead of them.
Can Rez, they're straight into some smokes and mollies and over towards ramp. They barrel Xantares to deliver a couple of kills here. He's not falling back. He actually wants to fight.
Damn, and those bunny hops. He has not been deterred. Typically, you'd see them deterred. Instead, it's a full round over. Just like that.
Quick. That's both pistols for Big.
Yeah, but I mean, just seeing his willingness to stand and fight when you've got 2 that have bunny hopped past your crosshair, that's faith in your teammate. They get the frags and they get the round in just a matter of seconds, really, from the break.
Real problems for NiP now. When you consider how that first half went, they did a great job of taking space and punishing the T side of Big, but to do the same on the CT side is not so easy. It means they're going to need to be well coordinated. And I was speaking about their woes on this map. It is their second worst map, Dust2 being their worst. They don't play it. So for NiP at this stage, they will just be taking a save. They hardly had any damage there. They didn't get the bomb down. They're operating with just Glocks in this one. Big only managed 2 gun rounds in that first half. It was pistol plus conversion. And then it was the 2 gun rounds, one of which was a 1-on-4 from Sirison with the AK on the lower sight with 2 beautiful one-taps. And now Sirison wants to farm cash for that AWP. Forcing forward. It's just like these Glocks are more like little flies just buzzing around on a hot summer's day, just trying to get rid of them here because it shouldn't be too long.
Midges. There's another $600 for Keto, and oh, I think he's just spotted Hampus. Yep, they fancy them. Hunt, another $600 for Tizian, injected straight on into the next round of play. It will be round 18. We got our AKs out for the Swedes. And a bonus of sorts for the CTs. Now, Chad, am I talking lobby crunch? Am I talking aggression? Maybe a yard push with these MP9s? Or are they going to let the Swedes take that space initially? I feel like if you get executed on, it's really not going to be too fun. Some closer angles, and what was that from Searson? He's decided it's not a bonus round for him.
Yeah, that's going to change things up with their approach here. Maybe Keto wants to get close towards Silo, like you were prefacing there. That would be a great little compliment to Sirison's AWP, and it's exactly that. It is a yard control, so up close and personal gives them the flexibility right now to either continue through for information or to deny any standard yard smokes. And it looks like Plopsky will be working with the silo player of Hampus here to do exactly that. And there's the AWP. It strikes early. Hampus has fallen. And now Keto, if he doesn't get any contact in the next 15, 20 seconds, might start taking a bit of an inquisitive glance around this corner. Plopsky probably asked to regroup with the team at this juncture.
He wants to jump up and check that close corner, but Keto just times it nice from Plopsky. Actually wins the duel And at the same moment, Nork was pulling the trigger onto tabseN through the smoke. So we're left with a 3-on-3. Tizian's recovered himself a good weapon upgrade. No more MP9 funny business. Bombs on Rez through Squeak. As it fades, a flash for the info. It's a good move from Tizian, but he could be vulnerable. I don't fancy his chances on any further wide swing. He's really hanging on by a thread here. Oh, the spray is great from Tizian. He survives as well, but the bomb did slip the net. Rez will be planting lower. Plopsky plans to drop as well. Does so without making a peep. Xantares, can you pressure that plant as Rez spotted out and wins the duel? Big stuff. Make practically a round winner from NiP. Plopsky holding Tizian's advance. CSGO's good. He's late arrival though, and he's the only one. Oh, that's changed things. Rez has actually given him the hunt. He doesn't opt for the AK. That's a sign of CSG. He's even got himself Plopsky to find. No smoke. He'd wish he did. And the timing was perfect. Plopsky takes the chance.
And gets the AWP.
Wow, big round from Plopsky. He gets 3, and don't forget the first was a quick reaction onto what could have been the end of him. k1to pushed out aggressive. Plopsky wraps that round up, puts a bow on it, and calls it 11. NiP, they started with an early disadvantage there. Nork catching that frag through the smoke. And Tizian, had he known, could have stopped Rez. One slipping the net on his smoke spray. Very close round, though. NiP want to take us to 3 here. And quickly taking control back of the economy. Plopsky with the risk, and Twist happy with that. All right, let's see how 19 fares. Quick denial of trophy. Damn, Tizian, that is a huge boatload of info. They can put their resources, albeit minimal, in the right place. It's 3 Desert Eagles, as Hampus does get himself down.
Oh, there's a fight right now. tabseN falls. It was just the USP. Damage done to Plopsky here, but at least they can get down secret in similar fashion to what we saw Tizian do in the first half. Hampus is controlling that vent rotation, meaning they just need to worry about the window side. Rotating in fast, Nork is going to be overseeing things with the AWP, and Xantares, he's the only man down here. How many can he get? Both doors have been swung open. Spotted up. Twist, he knows where he is. Even is going to fall. Tara is looking for more, but Plopsky finishes him off, and now the bomb should go down. Last man standing will be Tizian. He took all that trophy room at the start, and maybe he is timed out there, so we might be having a technical. Just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. NiP were just up against the Pistols here, so it's not too many dramas. It will be 12-7. And of those 7 that Big have posted, 5 of which have come off of the Pistols and then the conversions. In the first half, it was the Pistol, then 2. In the second half, it was the Pistol and then that full eco round from Big here. Sorry, from NiP here, and then straight into those AKs. So now that the AWP has changed hands, this round will be coming to its conclusion momentarily. Tizian's still not moving, indicating we do have a couple of dramas, but normally pretty quick to fix. Hampus will find him, gets a bit of extra cash. Bomb goes off, and another round posted here is, you can see the scores on your doors. Rez, 22, big influence. A lot of lobby pressure from Rez within that first half. 16 for Nork, 15 for Plopsky, 12 for Hampus, 10 for Twist. And here's Rez just dealing with a couple of easy kills towards Yard. The final one, yeah, not looking his way. Tizian frozen. This is the time to stretch now, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get on up, touch your toes. There's Tizian on the screen for Oleol. And it's just being dropped across in spawn, and well, with the scoreline at 12-7, NiP, they still have to work hard to get these final 4 gun rounds. Has been quite the game so far. If you missed Vertigo, it was an overtime affair. A map where Big had a 14-6 lead. NiP battled all the way back to see us go into overtime, but CSGO was too good. k1to really turned it on once we got to overtime. And now here on Nuke, it was clear that NiP came prepared. They knew that this was going to be the pick. They were punishing the game plan of Big, heavy yard presence even. Tizian being punished in towards lobby. And from there, they've been able to mount themselves a 10-5 first half. You're all caught up with play. And we'll be back underway in 30 seconds. So didn't have to wait too long after all. Let's see if Big can reinvest here and make themselves threatening. And AWP should have been able to get dropped across from k1to. I'm sure we'll see that by any moment now. There it is. Icon above CSGO's head. Tizian's back in the server. k1to down to a FAMAS. He's being a team player right now by getting the big green for one of his star players. If you missed the CSGO clutch, if you are just joining us, probably head over to social media. I see that ESL accounts have tweeted that one out, or Reddit. You've got all the action over there too, but here we go. Freeze time down to 10 seconds. The buy is good. Everybody with a Molotov besides Cirrus and Zantara is actually opting in with a HE, 2 flushes and a smoke as his utility buy. They are working with 2 kits, so post plants won't be too many problems. And check out Twist here. Mac 10, Galil for Rez. Might indicate something a little bit quicker. Twist is in towards lobby quickly. Squeaky gets blown open. Doesn't drop down the vent. Just showing that it is possible. Nobody from Big has rotated lower just yet. And Hamp has been a bit of a smoke criminal towards Yard. Oh, the Molly's missed. That one's not deep enough for Secret by any means. That could actually be used to punish them, but there's nobody home. They'll start throwing out some smokes now, and if they're not careful, Cirrus does have this AWP. He doesn't tend to miss.
Clean from Tabson, stabilizes after his initial miss. That's first blood in favor. Ooh, quickly traded back. Nork stops Tabson's retreat. Confirms his suspicions. That's what they wanted, was Yard presence. Now, Twist is holding the off angle. That's 8kV.
No head armor.
And look at that. Great catch. No helmet. Gets punished. Tizian immediately stops him from stealing anything else. They're walking at the bomb out top side. They'll smoke main. This is unguarded other than Tizian. And he gets the clean duel. He's only got 5 bullets. Might want a fresh mag. There's more duels to come. Searson providing some support. Nork shot baited out. So Searson continues, but oh dear. That's a nasty death. Searson rotating in.
Oh, missed the one way.
He's flubbed the one way. And Nork holding for this trophy push on Zantara. Looks away as Zantara advances. On the repeat.
Oh, that's quick.
Scopes. Searson on the 1v2.
It's a round winner. Round winner from Nork right there.
Okay, can't really risk losing his AWP. NiP getting closer and closer to taking us to our third.
All right, going the distance again here. 13-7 now. NiP, how are you doing this? Hampus joined the team. They've played the map 14 times. They've only won at 3. I guess the same thing can be said for Vertigo. Big have had a bunch of losses in that recently, some of which are close, some of which were blowouts. They had beaten NiP on this map before, on Vertigo before even. And the same for NiP versus Big on Nuke. So maybe their play styles, they're just perfect for one another to punish the punish picks.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess that's one way to think about it.
All right, well, back underway we go, and Big are just really operating with this AWP. It's saved across. It's going to be pistols to bolster that. A little bit of utility to work with, but they need a moment of inspiration, and we thought that Searson offered that up within the first half. Let's see if he can do it again. He's aggressive.
Anybody? He can still peek over all of this util they've invested. Tuck down the secret stairs. He may have a chance here to have some influence. Could be a Molotov onto his position, but he holds ready. And he's spotted and beheaded. Rez. That's a round winner, or is it? Because Tabson's P250 slaps. He's actually taken 3. That's an unarmored $300 pistol. And he's continuing. Good grief for dinking to Nork. He's actually made it winnable for Zantara, and I think that's the message he's trying to convey as the AK's picked up. If he peeks into Nork, you'd have to be quick, and Nork saves them.
Wow.
Tabson, that is phenomenal stuff with only a P250.
How does that one almost get out of hand? That is wild. If he takes Nork down there. Oh, and I would take a timeout too, just to recover from what we've seen. One more left for Big after this, and they might not need it. Scoreline 14-7 now, and this shot from Rez was great. I thought that would have been the showstopper, but no, Tabson had something to say about that, and Nork then finding the final 2 frags. Awares for Zantara potentially looking for that peak, and if I'm on the edge of my seat while that one's going down. That one would have had me absolutely nerve-wracked. And here's the guns again. It hasn't felt like Big have had a lot of gun rounds here in their second half, but that's just through not being able to save too many guns and the woes of the CT side economy, as the 3400 will be going into the next, but there's only 2 rounds of play. If NiP sew them up quickly, back to the 4 AKs, back to the AWP for Nork. Searson has his prized possession, but no utility to help him on and out with. We'll need to start finding some impact now. There's no more room for failure. Big Got to get it together on Mirage. Will be coming around the corner. The third and final map here of the series. Nork goes looking. Smoke lands. He doesn't hit the pick, but towards Yard, we see some smokes being dipped on out. Hamper's looking for room, looking for space. I don't think he'll expect Tabson to play the smoke like this, and overseeing Syrison, he hasn't actually seen him. Hampus, he's found the timing and a gap in the kill. Tabson's down.
Here we go. The downward spiral. Syrison caught on the ladder. Maybe he can hit the close quarters scope. Hampus hasn't heard it, but he takes it cleanly. That's another big impact round from Hampus. Been thoroughly enjoying his presence in the Ninjas roster. I can't argue against the upgrade he's been for Lekro. And here's a prime example. Look what he's done. He's single-handedly winning this round. Tizian is in main, but he's wrapped in and considered everything else clear. They can plant without a care in the world, even doing their due diligence on the vent.
I can't believe Tizian's having a look in here.
Yeah, he's giving it a good go and actually finding two. Don't know if he'll call the squeaky's door clear. There's another lingering there. He's even got a little gap to work with. I like his chances of finding someone.
Be careful now.
Flash for the push. They mollied it. Twist is there, and go on, Tizian. He's giving it a good go. Centaurus will arrive and make it a 1 versus 2, but now the AWP's been recovered, and he's the hell out of there.
Yeah, big save.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the dream outcome, but it is something to stay viable into the rest of the CT side. It's going to put match point, or rather map point, sorry, on the board. And IP15. They got so much room now to just find that final elusive round. But it was a 15-6 scoreline on Vertigo.
Yeah.
So we've been here before. Roles are reversed. Don't fancy big chances, but it is CT nuke. I mean, it would require just a little breaking of the Ninjas' morale. Couple of hero rounds, couple of Syrison entries, and bomb to your uncle. You're staring at another overtime between these two teams. But a big mountain to overcome.
Let's see if NiP can close it down here and lock in map number 3. Just one more round to find, and will it be another hero play coming in for the in-game leader, or will they do this one more as a team? Spotted now, crossing to the far right-hand side of Warehouse. Plopsky's jump peak is good, and the shotgun is as well. Tizian into Hut, wins the duel against Twist this time round. Might even fancy himself an AK-47. He's dropped that a little bit further back to avoid the sound cue up close and personal with the NiP players, and even lobs in a nade.
And picks up one. 4D chess. Oh, wow, they are so fast out. Tizian's just caught out completely. NiP, they can finish it right here, right now. Good incendiary from Syrison. They won't be able to plant now. And Nork's already caught the lobby flank. Oh no, Syrison, a sitting duck. It's over. Unless Centaurus has got a 1v3 on the menu. He has flashes. He'll be flashing and isolating the duel onto Rez. And he's been spotted out, wins the first duel. Not expecting Nork to peek into him, and he does. Does hit the warning shot. Plopsky's working on the flank, the round winner, and as he descends, Xantares practically books himself. Is he smart enough to consider a heaven flank? No, Plopsky's got him. 16-7. It's quick, it's clean, and NiP take Big's map pick. That hurts. And that's quite the statement from the Swedes. We will see it decided on our third. Hampus a big the break, you see 4 members going towards the B and mid side.
Deagle on Keto.
The break, you see 4 members going towards the B and mid side.
Deagle on Keto.
Spawn. That is a Deagle on the pistol, and there's only one purpose for that, and that's a CT fight. And he's getting what he wanted. Reveals the Deagle, deters Hampus. They've got smoke on Tizzy. And it's going to bloom towards Connector. A second smoke towards CT, perhaps, and they could get that bomb down. It's actually a molly towards jungle. You can see how that's denied Nork. And Syrison can push on that space that's been taken. Perfect use of their utility here. What a promising pistol from Big.
Well, they've re-smoked Connector as well, so clear intention to control that area of the map, and Syrison's forced forward into window.
Nork, that's an important frag. He's going to have to find more, though. This is an important duel. Tabson trying to make his statement of intent here on the pistol round of Mirage. He's walking through the smoke into Rez. Seriously, Rez. Oh, that's such a shame. You suspected it. Nork's very low. Twister's got the health to at least try and get on the bomb, but Tabson denies any sort of funny business. 3 kills in the end from Tabson. We watched as he danced around the smoke using Connector after theirs fades. That was a double smoke. That just shaves 30 seconds off, and you're planting in it.
It's huge stuff there, and I want everybody to keep their eyes on Keto here. He was a bit of a monster yesterday in a big win that Big had over Ents. Seems to be one of his more comfortable maps, and that makes sense. I remember Keto back even when I was still playing in the FPL days, and I even played a bit of FPLC after I retired, and he was around those realms. I got to, that was 4 years ago now, so what the bloody hell am I talking about? But it's good to see him in the server. And that is a nice shot. Jesus, Rez, that's sharp. One bullet, one headshot, and that's going to force Big forward. Straight onto the side they go.
Absent and Rez. Jewel continues. He's actually found himself space on A. God, Twist lucky to be alive. He actually gets taken down to 1 HP. Plopsky wanted to deny the plant, but the stairs are being watched, especially now as he unloads some bullets from them. This is tough for the NiP. You might want to consider an awkward save or just cutting noise for an extended period of time. Kito's under pressure. Plopsky wants to push in, and yeah, that's the double death. Nork's only got himself a nade and a Desert Eagle, missing his first chance, and tags him up. Maybe the nade could dunk him. That'll do. It's a good finish. Yeah, exactly. And maybe one more possible as he reacts nicely to Zentara's swing, but the bullet just not quite lethal enough. 2-0, Big Clan. Get off to the start they need. And when I say Big Clan, I should really say Tabson. He's got 7 kills in 2 rounds. That's one way to make sure you convert the pistol.
One of the things that we have noticed with NiP over some of their games is they don't always opt in with the full buys on their CT forces. They will always leave a little bit of residual cash, and it means that they can stay deadly on back-to-back rounds. Once again, we can see Deagles for Nork and Rez, Twist with a P250 and a nade. Plopsky actually opting for a Zeus, and he's in an interesting position to use that. Hampus with a CZ going to mount up towards the balcony right now. Might be able to get a kill because Sirison, he's spurred forward. He's actually dead, so that might bait them into a false sense of security. But meanwhile, they're waterfalling out Palace onto A. Plopsky, this is a chance. The USP's good for it too. Can he find more? He's under scrutiny right now. Molotov's good. It's going to flush him into the open, and he's eventually dealt with the rotation from NiP's here. And
they're doing it.
Great shooting. Great shooting.
Amazing stuff. Just Desert Eagles. They didn't invest, and Big Clan. That's the first slip up. They find the banana skin dropped by the ninjas in pajamas, and now just a little bump on their rainbow road.
Well, they're going to force buy back. So Deagles for Quito. You got Scout for Sirison. Makes sense. AK and Galil for Zentaras and Tizian, and Tabson has a Deagle as well. Utility a bit sparing, and NiP have been able to get a really nice buy looking off the back of that pistol victory. Alt for Nork now. Rez as well over towards connector with an AK-47. Plopsky rocking at Org. Flashed off the line. Rez will have to reconsider his pick right here. The only one towards middle right now is NiP are playing quite the passive setup. Nork's actually using that AWP towards Ticket, so he's going to have no viability towards middle right now unless he jumps up on top and swings towards connector. But so far, so good. Bigger taking their time. 4 members with that mid control. Tabson actually has the bomb, and he's the one the most further forward. Maybe baiting in a rotation here just by showing that. Tizian towards B apps. There's no one watching A whatsoever, but there's no aggression from NiP at this stage. Is up towards Cat they go, and Zentara is leading the charge. Smoke blooms. Tag is good. Hito down to 18. It's clear they're going for a B split now.
Boosting up. Looking for a line of sight in. Plopsky's got a perfect weapon for his job, and Tabson getting control of window.
They're back to A.
Yeah, he found the entry. Hampus has been caught as well. Tabson winning this round single-handed. It seems the man is on a mission. Tucked in, double kill. The only casualties caused by the German star. Bombs down thanks to Quito, and Tizian's already heading towards the B apps to punish. He wants to stop this save. And you know what this means. Don't forget, NiP just won a round off Deagles. Saving these are integral. If they can get any damage, which they are intending to do.
Oh, look at that shooting gallery for Sirison. Which one do you want to pick, mate? You saw 2 at least. They're locked in. Big are starting to chase now. You can see more pieces of the puzzle moving on the radar. They're actually going to boost Tabson up, and as he's got 2 in this round, why not give him a couple more? It's Sirison to get boosted with the scout, seeing what he can find. They may as well go for this. Have a look for whatever kills you can. Twist is very low, trying to hide in plain sight. The nades now. Nork will find Tabson, dropping down, picking up the AK. They're not going to force forward, actually allowing NiP to save those 3 rifles. Rez and Hampus do have enough residual because of that low buy win to buy again. So it's not the end of the world for NiP, but would have been if they had lost some of those guns. We've stabilized here, the scoreline 3-1. Big can look very good. That was all off the back of Tabson's window control. Simple as you like. You love it when you can win around in that fashion. Syrison will be holding on to a scout to continue forward. Couldn't get himself an AWP just yet. Can be deadly with that if you haven't seen him. There's a couple of highlights out there of him destroying his opponents with the baby AWP. Early utility damage towards top mid, or Tabson this time chunked down to 60, res onto 70 as part of that exchange. Passive defense over towards A and B with a 3-man pincer. One short, one connector, one towards window. Big's configuration right now may indicate a bit of an A split. You can see them just going through their standard utility. One towards Palace, one towards A ramp, 3 towards middle at this juncture. Rez has been smoked off, can no longer contest towards mid, but we'll have to be wary of window where he's punished previously. Has Plopsky in tow towards that vent room. They'll need to clamp down on a couple here as they come through the connected position. This is a matter of time when the smoke fades. They're pivoting through. Seeing the feet, grabs one. Nork's got another. This is falling apart for Big.
Good shooting from Tizian, trying to claw them back in. Hampus needs to win this duel to confirm the round, and he's been forced off by the molly. Very low. Quito revealing his position through the tracer fire enables Hampus to contribute even more. 35 seconds. Bomb's loose. Tizian will arrive. And Twist is actually taking him down. That's big. Centaurus needs a multi-kill. Twist is the one to pop off with his own. Takes 2, and finally gets rid of that Galil and upgrade to the Kalashnikov for round 6.
This is a weird back and forth within the early stages here. 5 rounds, a couple of which are very, very odd. NiP winning a bit of a steal, Big with one of their own, and now it feels like we'll get underway with the standard gun rounds. But there's not a lot of bite to this. It's slowish pace, and then they're limping out. A couple of smoke gimmicks, try to take advantage of there, seeing if they can catch a timing. Only so many positions that those mid players can watch, as the misdirection is clear, but you can see now it will be another weird buy. Syrison doesn't even have a gun right now. Is that bugged? Can we go to Syrison for a second rush? He literally has nothing. What on earth? Okay, well, they're setting up for B right now, spamming through the smoke. Twist gets a freebie, more utility coming through. He's flashed off. The MAC-10 works from Tizian. Finding an entry could be the space they need. Forced forward. Rez finds a trade. There's 2 on the site. 2 more coming from NiP, but Quito standing and delivering. The bomb can fall back. And look at Tabson again. Absolute weasel in the window.
That's the full rotate. He's locked down. They're trying to make it very clear that they're on their way right back. And Tabson catching one. Knows that CT's a threat. Nork planning to fill that gap as fast as he possibly can. Syrison can get across. Warning shot and finished off by Plopsky from the other side of the map. It will fall to Nork though. 1 versus 2. They know where the bomb is. It's in favor of Nork's position and taking a fight. My God, sticking around. Go on, Nork. That's going to get punished eventually. And he loses his life. There's the missing Glock.
Yeah, so just leaving that one at spawn there, Syrison going in with nothing but the bomb and a bit of utility. Walks away with an AWP picked up by his teammates, and that's thrown across as another weird round. So this was Big forcing into whatever they could and making it work. And a very strange turn of events here. It felt like the B commit, then they fell all the way back after showing the bomb. They forced out the rotation, and that's a nice round for Big to win. So some topsy-turvy Counter-Strike here. Haven't stabilized just yet. It hasn't been the force by wars, but it still felt that way. A couple of Big fans there, the Big jerseys in the background. Even donning a couple as NiP are looking with their timeout early here going into round number 7. They've even got a double AWP setup. Look how weird these buys have been. See here, Tabson with 10 kills. Huge impact from him so far. And Syrison even yet to frag. 0, 1 assist, 5 deaths. Hampus the quietest right now for NiP. Just 1 kill for him and instrumental on the CT side. Normally taking a lot of room, a lot of space, giving a lot of information. Nork and Twist, the double AWPs. They're the ones who are looking to find impact here. It'll be Deagles for Hampus and Rez, MP9 for Plopsky. And Twist has been boosted on up. Early positioning over towards B holes. Just in the default spread here, nothing too exciting from Big in the early stages. They don't know what type of buy they're going to be up against, and this is why it's so confusing for both teams right now. It's hard to know what to call when you don't even know what the buy is going to look like, and the fact that they've brought out 2 AWPs, one of which is glass cannon, is very, very daunting. But if they go for a set A piece where all 5 players are currently positioned for, this might be the right play. There's 2 tucked in towards the balcony right now. Hampus will be in rotation from window. Nork needs to do some damage here from Ticket, but it will be a set piece onto A. If they're unable to disrupt this, NiP might just be saving these AWPs.
Seems like a likely outcome. Using their util to try and separate. smokes bloom. Molly will force Plopsky forward. And he's actually managed to get 1.5. Maybe Rez can finish off the job. Tucked in, anti-flash, hoping that the softened up Xantares is the first into the site. He is not. Tucks back in just in the nick of time. Tizian. Hampus trades. 3-on-3. Those AWPs you were talking about, Chad, still posted up. If the Deagle finds Tizian, things get awkward here. This round back and forth. Twist, if he pulls the trigger onto one, he could make it that competitive 1v1. tabseN has the bomb, could be planting it any...
Oh, there's two chances for Twist there.
Yeah, he's been given so many opportunities. He pulled the trigger on neither of them. Now, does he go for the Hail Mary wall bang? And how precise will it be? Oh, come on. tabseN confirms it even for the third time. This is unconvincing stuff. We'll see the round likely play out in favor of the T's now as they recover even 2 AWPs for the hold. I don't know whether they'll want to bring both through.
Yeah, Twist should save this. He got done by timing on a couple of those there. As you could see, he was hoping to find the other teammate while the bomb was going to go down. There's a kill. Better than nothing. That's the first bullet he fired. And it was a dead-on shot, but can't contest that one. And it was looking good for a moment there, but not going down towards spawn. SyrsoN finally gets his first kill as well. And Bigger up to 5. NiP, they went all in there. They will have to take a save. I don't think they have too many options left, as you get the highlights of that round. Hampus making this one awkward, playing around the smokes, and that is what stalled Big out. And I thought there might be some real problems there because the smokes on the site had faded. If Nork had lived towards CT spawn, then maybe he would have been able to deny that plant. But him going down, you can see his reaction on your screen right here. Not the greatest in the world, as Twist is unable to get anything done in that 2-on-1 situation. And away we go. Just that ult from Twist. He's quick towards middle, fast towards short, smoked off. He thinks forward of it, and tabseN finds him continuing this damage. 12 kills now for tabseN, 135 ADR, just putting the pain train down. And if NiP can't get this AWP, this round is basically done. Yeah, they're looking for it. They're trying to get the room. SyrsoN punishing that. It's just USPs in the Deagle here. You wouldn't be looking at NiP to pull a magic rabbit out of the hat here or around. Footsteps have been heard. Rez is known. They're hiding the AWP now. Want to make sure that they don't get their hands on this to carry it forward because they won't be able to afford one of their own, and just mopping this up quite cleanly. Bigger looking good. Bigger looking very good, especially after how Nuke fell in the favor of NiP. They came in with a clear game plan. 6-2. Now we should see the buy from NiP. You can see most players only operating with the low end of 4K, which means low utility. It's going to have to be some heads-up Counter-Strike. They're taking their second tactical timeout here in map number 3, and it is do or die. Winner of this will go through to the playoffs here to join some of the big names in Counter-Strike right now. We got Vitality, Astralis, Heroic. They're already through. Na'Vi as well, Complexity, FaZe. And just earlier today, G2, with the newest edition of NiCo, were able to seal their spot in IEM Beijing 2020. Those playoffs will be starting on Thursday. We have 2 days off, Tuesday and Wednesday. There'll be no play. As NiP have finished with their timeout, you can see how spotty their rounds are. Stole one away on round 3 with just some upgraded Deagles. Lost to the force fire back again, and then made it work on round 5. But it's been pretty much one-way traffic, all led by tabseN. And here we go. What's NiP's approach? Will they take the fight to big? Still got Tizian operating on a Galil. Doesn't even feel the need to upgrade to an AK right now. And it's double underpass push. That's exactly it. They have to take the fight here, and it's Tizian on the other side. Might be regretting this Galil. Damaged up and dead. So that's a good opening for NiP.
Yeah, but it turns out NiP pushing and destabilizing Big's default setup works well. Xantares nearly going down and confirming the round in favor of the Ninjas already. CSGO is in Palace, and if he finds this, which he has, Twist opened down, and now the bomb can go down as well. Plopsky's advancing into the AWP's line of fire, and he's actually holding that line. He has the confidence thanks to tabseN in jungle. So he can just sit here and collect. Oh, wow. It was only a slither shown by Plopsky, but CSGO seems very capable of punishing, and so does tabseN as he collects Nork's retreat. And that's Big Clan making quite a statement.
Oh, Rez, 6 HP. What are you meant to do with this one? 3-on-1 situation. He will be saving if he can. Can see already Big are starting to look for a couple of frags, but because they knew there was underpass aggression, Big knew they could take space, and by doing that, they set SyrsoN up for success. 2 kills for him. one for Xantares, one for Tabson, and even though they lost that early number advantage with Tizian going down, it doesn't matter. That's big onto 7, and this is happening very, very quickly. It doesn't feel like NiP have really been able to stabilize into this game due to a couple of risks they took in the buys earlier. And those are always chances you take on the CT side when you wrestle for economic control and you don't win. You're staring down the barrel of max loss bonus. It's never enough to buy, and look how quick you like it. Just a jiggle. Sorry, mate. Try again next round. Big might want to close this one down quickly. It has been quite the series. NiP, can there be a late resurgence? We've seen them be stoic, especially on Vertigo. They came back from quite the disadvantage, and that vent not being broken, pointed out by Rush, means that if there is any boosts towards the window, they won't be able to rotate behind them. Rez is forced forward.
Look at him go. The flash from Hampus was perfect, using the smoke to guise the pop. Klopski. Oh no, has he gone unchecked? 2 of them have jumped past him. He does well to find something. They're into the B site. Keto looks to plant. They've got loads of time, but they'll get it down now and shave some time off it. 2 rotating in, using underpass to advance towards the apartments. In fact, 3, yeah.
How do you make this work? Ooh, lots of footsteps. Nork's going to try and make some space here. He's going to be a martyr for the team.
And Twist is the one to try and put the bow on it. He gets the info. That's important. Tizian, however, the crossfire is clear. He's tagged. Keto doesn't know about the kitchen. They're so paranoid about it. Rez trying to take space, and eventually Keto finds him. Twist is staring at this. It's not the round. This will be Big Clan finding an 8th. Nice. Double for Tizian and Keto in the after plant. 8 to Big Clan, 2 to NiP. This CT side is really having its fair share of woes. Those little spots of aggression have been promising, but Big definitely looking like the more structured squad.
I think I can count NiP's full gun rounds in this game with 2 fingers. I was going to say on one hand, but with 10 rounds played, they've hardly had any full buys. And this is, I think, the second that we've seen. So diffuse kits, AWPs, rifles for everybody, still lacking a little bit of utility, but we need rounds, NiP. Don't go out like this. You had a great showing on Nuke.
Oh, seriously.
Oh.
He's a threat. Consistent threat. And you know, like, if I was to make an observation about Big, I feel like they've got some of the most consistent individuals in terms of what you get. I think Tabson and Searson might be the 2 on the tip of my tongue in terms of players that seem to consistently deliver to the form that's expected of them. In stark contrast, I think, you know, perhaps eyes on Xantares to find a bit of that consistency.
He's kind of like you wake up and maybe you get him, maybe you don't.
Yeah, exactly. You get right. Plopski has been successful in finding Searson, so now with 3 left, the CTs are spread a little thin, and Keto's already got full B-side control. He actually plays ahead of his own smoke grenade, and this is so aggressive. This is such dominance. They've even got their lurker walking out and finding the AWPer. That doesn't get much more dreamy for Xantares. He hasn't hit the shot, and Snork has. Wow, well handled as Xantares tried to jump over the scope.
Why does it feel like NiP are never defending a bomb site? It always feels like Big are just walking in with so much space and getting punished in transition. NiP can't catch a break, and I guess losing all these opening duels as they have been doing, or even with some of them that they've won, they just haven't been able to fortify any of the bomb sites here. They've got the bomb down again. They're looking good for 9. They're looking fantastic in this half. NiP have to save. They really need these guns now. The max loss bonus, 3,400 time and time again. It doesn't warrant you with many buys. I think the double orb will be the solution, and Plopski needs to make sure he doesn't miss here because a couple of players are coming his way. Keto and Tabson bounding towards Plopski's orb. Gets the first, backs on out, but he has to worry about top mid. Look who's coming, Tizian. He's fast on this, and Plopski will just avoid him. So they hold on to both AWPs. They can drop some guns across. They can have a buy round, but I might even call another timeout here if I was Threat, just to talk things through, because 9-2, not a scoreline anyone would be proud of. Getting bullied, getting punished.
Yeah, I mean, that's bullying, isn't it? When Keto's doing that smoke and jumping through the window on you, you are being pushed around. This is bullying of the cyber degree. Time for round 12.
Twist is the only one here who hasn't been able to get a gun. They've actually carried the double AWP for Hampus. And Rez has found a kill, looking for more. Oh, caught in transition, trying to pick up the other weapon, too tricky.
It's a good shot from Nork. He's handled Xantares' ramp swing, and well, with the bomb going B, I have a horrible sneaking suspicion that this 3v4 Still favors Big Clan.
There's no one on B. Like, this is what I'm talking about. NiP have just given up that bomb site completely. They're rotating one back now, but...
It favors, like, the Big Clan mid take here. I don't know whether... Oh, he doesn't even need tabs, and so his position's not yet been revealed. If he gets himself into window, this is a weird A pincer from Palace. He's actually going for connector. Plopsky. Yeah, that's more than he bargained for, buddy. Tabson goes down. Keto can trade from Palace. Nork reveals he's still holding ramp aggressive. How does Keto bail himself out of this one? A 2-on-2 against 2 AWPs on either side of the map. Searson, if he catches Hampus, he can plant B. It's an if. It's a big if. Oh, wow, the timing could be perfect for Hampus. Seriously? Searson wasn't looking.
Both with pistols out.
Yeah, this is a very kooky one. That's the bomb as well. And Searson's bailed himself out. Oh, wow. And now it does come down to Nork and Keto, who's also won his quick scope duel. So it comes down to the flashy AWPers. He's got a smoke and a kit, which makes it very difficult for Searson to play this after plant passively. Obviously, he's unawares of that. Safe assumption you could make, though. And actually peeking into the window, Searson, what a round. And what a gamer he is. That puts the 10th on for Big Clan. He does it almost effortlessly. The fact that he pushed through the window, knew he could hedge the rotate. Look at this duel with Hampus. 9 HP, by the way. 9 HP. And just as he hears the molly, he knows he's not going to be ready for the fight.
But what's Hampus doing in that situation? Why is he throwing a nade? He had an AWP as well. Scope up, post up, at least give yourself a chance in the duel.
Like, you can sit there and giggle while with scope on, saying, the bomb's in CT. And I'm staring at it.
Imagine if he goes down there. How does Keto get back into that round? Nork could run away through spawn. Dire straights right now. NiP up the creek without a paddle. 10-2. How quick has the oxygen been sucked out of the room here? I'd be feeling hot under the collar right now. Pushed it. You used nuke to get to this point. Here you can see Nork leading the charge with 10. But Hampus was the individual who, we've seen them play this a couple of times, and when he's been good, so have NiP, but he's not being good right now. Unable to find that impact. The gambles that he's taking, well, doesn't even feel like there are any gambles to take at this stage. They've had to invest, at least partially. MP9s, Deagle, M4 on Twist. They've taken some space, but the wrong place again. Nobody up towards B apps, mid control. They need to make sure they capitalize on all this early info. They can't just give away deaths again, one at a time. NiP need to start finding some cohesion and trades. Because Big, they're the ones who are stringing this out. They're playing the mid rounds. They have all the territory.
Nork thought he had a bit of a surprising position there, but Centaurus is not taking any chances. He checks every single line. Hampus has a chance to destabilize. Look at this. Keto's covered that, actually. Just when Searson's unawares, the push is held.
That's a smoke for CT, I think, that Searson's lining up right here. So this would be or maybe a walk, a run, and a jump. And there's the push, so that's been spotted. Searson will be on high alert right now, turning his head around. They do get the nades off. Hampus is held back by a HE. They've picked up the bomb, and away they go. They're just going to head on to B. They know all that space towards B apartments is taken.
What is this last-minute pivot? And, well, it makes sense because Zentaris has caught the ramp aggression. Plopsky's even been hit by the warning shot. And, yeah, this is a Hail Mary if ever I saw one. When you commit to your MP9 spray, when you've got 2 targets, long range, that's a man that doesn't believe the round can be won. And Hampus, well, pretty much confirms that. Damn, Big Clan, they really are unhappy with that nuke loss.
11-2. Oh, dearie me, look at him go right now.
I mean, that 16-7, it must stick out like a sore thumb to them. Not forgetting the previous head-to-head was much more Big Clan's nuke game. So it seems they've come into Mirage and are really just making NiP look silly here. That's 11 on the T side, and they ain't done.
Oh, this is the last chance for NiP. AWP for Nork. There's only 2 rounds left. Yeah, this is not good at all. 4 is the bare minimum they can get right now, and if they don't get that, well, I already think this one is over, but if they don't get that, it definitely is. Big have not had to sweat throughout many of these rounds whatsoever, even though some have been close. It's felt like they've always been in control of the late rounds. Faking out towards B, just draining NiP's utility. Tizian even trying to be cheeky with a bit of a one-way smoke through the gap here, and they're even rotating away. So rotation's quite heavy towards the B bomb site. You can see Nork, he's left A, and guess where they're going?
Double smoke's very indicative of what their plans are. Hampus, maybe he can build upon it. Tabson's already pushed to CT spawn because it feels like NiP don't have any of the site covered. Okay, so that looks like a dead Searson unless Tizian dunks him. He has. Bomb will be planted. They're on B. This is not the map for NiP.
Oh, boy. The comeback was 14-6 on Vertigo. That's where they managed to come all the way back from. But this, 12-2. This is not the way we were expecting this one to go. We wanted a banger. We wanted a contest. Well, we're getting a bang on one side of things. NiP are going out with a fizzle here. 3,400 again. You know the drill. Max loss bonus. I don't even know what I can say at this point. There's nothing. I haven't seen a single round where it's felt NiP have been set up to defend a bomb site whatsoever. And they've won 2 rounds. I don't even know how they got them on the board. I don't even remember those rounds whatsoever. One of them was with Deagles, maybe. The other one was double AWPs. It's been so spotty. Mid control taken with 1 man, Tabson. They're going to hit the B bomb site. So here we go. This is a chance. Could be the 3rd.
Could very well be. One for one into the site. Does look like the bomb will get some space and room to move, and Searson's even caught Plopsky on the cross back. Where's Nork? He's actually in the underpass. He's yet to advance. Searson could get caught by this boost, but he seems to be pre-aiming it perfectly, even nading it. Oh, they've got everything on lock and a tag. Hampus has got a frag. This is getting awkward. Searson needs to clean it up, and he has found Nork. So now things do continue to get a little stressful. Molly stops the push for Keto. Keto's holding firm. Needs a clean kill here, and he's found more than one. He's found both. That's 13. Big Clan. Well then, Berlin International Gaming are only 3 rounds away when we come back from the break.
Look at those odds.
Yikes. This is a open and shut case in everyone's eyes, but the only ones that can deter that and change that are NiP. Pistol round would be where it starts. I got a P250 on Nork. I would hazard a guess that that's for the duel onto Keto. CT side of Big Clan is hedging their bets after Tizian's push for info on B-Apps and says there's nobody here.
Yeah, this is the right call as well. I don't think Hampus will push past this point. Now that he's seen that's clear, he thinks it's just a standard hold, setting up the utility from underpass. There'll be the smoke, the flash, and go. Tara's on the timing, may just catch Hampus here. Smoke towards connector. Flash towards short.
4 spotted by Keto. He actually stands his ground and doesn't go down. He hasn't hit his shots though, and now some space for the Glocks to work. Hampus fakes the drop-off, does re-emerge. Plopsky swings in. They weren't ready for Searson though, and he's made a mess. Doesn't have the bullets! Oh. He still finds Hampus. Last bullet in the chamber. It's not the first time we've seen Searson working well with a few bullets left in the chamber.
Here comes Tizian.
Yeah, Nork's not ready for that. Keto distracting him as best he can. Keto so low and very loud. Tizian's gone down. This looks like it will be the NiP start. Getting that 3rd early.
Well, not to be Keto's there, and it feels like this game might have a few twists and turns as NiP will pick up the pistol, but the Big want to keep the foot on the throat. They know that NiP have been struggling on this map. If they go for the force buy here and they convert, that's the wind out of the sails, and that is the game basically converted. But if they force buy in and they lose, you all know what that means. A full save, a chance for NiP to start building a bit of a bank, looking towards that first gun round. You can see the investment coming on through. It will be the Deagles, the Scout. It is a standard force buy purchase up against 2 MAC-10s and 3 AK-47s. But it doesn't matter. The context of the game is NiP. They need to win every round and win them as cleanly as possible. It's going to be a very difficult one to get back into as Hampus leading from the front up towards connector. Keto just with poor timing there has been peppered on down, and that late information means Tabson, he gets caught off guard as well. Last 3 members over towards B. You can see the push towards T-spawn from Zentaras already. He's getting his skates on. It's a 5-on-3 situation, and there's no way back in. Hampus dealing with the rotation. He will fall. Tizian grabs one and just wants to hold on to that MAC-10. Searson will keep that scout. Zentaras is going to see what he can find now. Flanking Palace. The bomb's down. We have roughly 25 seconds to go until this one detonates. NiP are happy just to get something, just to get a couple of kills, just to get the bomb down, just to feel like they're in this game. It's not impossible for them to get 13 T-sided rounds. It's just very, very, very unlikely. Human nature starts to play in on this side. The pressure has built for NiP. The elimination on the line. Missing out on playoffs here. Now it's going to sting. Feels like they had a decent tournament. They were close to taking out Heroic in their upper bracket match. Unable to get across the line there. And now they've been met with a big who are playing some inspired Counter-Strike here on Mirage. 13-4. Dropping the guns across, making this one work. Note the smokes, note the HEs. Big can still stay competitive in this one. The save has warranted that, and away we go. Smoke towards top cat, it's the same look. 2 towards A, 3 towards B. Dunk nades.
Yeah, that's a dream from Hampus. He actually does get caught, and at the same time, oh my lord, Keto has popped off. Rez down to 50 as well, and he's behind the boxes. Tizian's trying to close that gap, and it's being pre-aimed perfectly by Rez. He'll win that duel. Nork makes his presence known. Does Keto get another hit? Oh, he's tagged him. He's on for his third Deagle frag. This is a unannounced star performance from Keto. Rez wants to go B with the bomb. Can't blame him. CSN will not have to make a sound cue as he does prepare to deal with that. Rez, options of plenty. Keto.
He's going to be heard now. See you later, Rez. Thanks for coming. Keto gets 4 in the round, and it's a huge one. It's the 14th. The bullets in the body, letting him know who the boss is right here. Big. Look at the money. Look at how they're set up for success in this. One.
This is the second. Gosh, what a round. And then even managing to find a ridiculous shot onto Nork. Well, Keto decides it's not going to be a long and arduous task to close the gap. He actually makes the second round work nicely. Now they've got all the weapons they could possibly desire. That's third round, excuse me.
The double AWP as well. Keto straight into a big green of his own.
Nork, that glass cannon gets tested early. Tabson wants a deep smoke on ramp, and he's just going to drop it very lackadaisical.
Of course he is. Look how cheeky he is. Nork's disappeared, but going for the dunk kill. Trying to style on him in the late stages here. A will be
reloaded,
the finish.
dude. If he gets pushed, he just doesn't have the bullets for this. Ooh, 7. Twist is low. Gathering through Palace. I don't like the look of this one. Good smoke from Keto, and actually finds Hampus. That is going to change things now. It looks like it was going to be an A, and here comes the flurry. Out from Palace. Keto whipping to his Deagle. He's done a lot of work with it now, just getting wall banged through. How is he not dead yet? Finally, Plopsky takes him down. They've got some advantage now, and Tizian and Searson are working all the way back from short. High flash for Xantares to have a little look. Bomb still in Palace. He smokes CT. And that spray, oh, nearly finished off Plopsky, but enabled the same man to find him. Tizian caught through the smoke. The tracer fire used to... Oh, wow. His crosshair placement was good. Oh! Enough. We actually get that down, and now Plopsky's found another one. Here we go. Xantares is going to have to concede it, and so they continue back and forth. Plopsky's down. Xantares does keep hold of his M4.
This is the same way as the first half started for NiP on their CT half. They had a Deagle round where they were able to pluck away some miracle shots, and then you could see that they were forced into a save. Now, the key for NiP, at least, they were actually able to hold on to a couple of guns where everybody from Big has fallen just there. That's Tizian, the only man with enough cash to buy. And Big only needing 2 more rounds. It is likely they just play this one safe. So you can see here just peppering Keto down, not allowing him to pick from behind that firebox. And there's Plopsky with another through the smoke. So all in all, the Trace is giving them away. And NiP, they get 5, but now it's about making this look respectable. Otherwise, it would have been a bit of a pantsing. It's going to be heavy presence towards middle. Jumping out towards the underpass will be Keto. Up towards Cat is Hampus. He's the only man for the job here as the rest are heading on towards B, and he's about to hit a rude shock as there are 5 CTs around him, next to him, above him, below him, and they're chasing. Hampus is trying to stop this rotation, but it should be an NiP round. The bomb will go down any second. There it is. Hampus has fallen, and Plopsky to mop this up. They need to slow this one down, NiP. They're actually giving away a lot of duels, taking a lot of action here. The AK was picked up, dealt with by Rez. Now this one should cool on down. I'm going to run boost Searson across just to see if he can find anything more. Damage is good. And there you go. Shooting gallery for Rez from that bench position. Searson holding onto the AK.
Quite nice to save an AK, considering one of them, if not 2 of them, are on the 2K mark. So 2400 doesn't translate to a nice set of util. It'll help bolster the numbers for his squad. That is if he holds on to it. Twist is working his way towards him. I think he hasn't quite got the time. He's advancing, going loud on the bomb sound. And Searson loses it. Nice.
Good steal. All right, well, the AWP can come back out. Tizian has enough to drop that across to Searson. The scoreline 14-6. The buy for Big should be decent. Guns are dropped. Everybody looking pretty. Utility on point. The double AWP set up to node again. So Keto really wanting to rock this, and this time facing over towards the B bomb site. Looks like they're opting to shift the AWP's positions here on the CT side. NiP heading back towards A. Amp is found, trying to do the job of the in-game leader, getting space, drawing the attention. And now, once he's dead and mid is clear, the rest of the big players can turn their attention back towards A, but Rez has taken space. tabseN too good.
That's audible. Xantara's hears a big palace rotate. And that looks... Oh my god, Searson's using that information to his advantage. He's actually going to confirm that they aren't rotating off and that you should dig into ramp. Xantara's, you know what I'd love? You underhand a smoke, bro, and you play behind in front of it. He hasn't got time for that now. He'll just have to play for the aggression. And I expect Nork to check this with his AWP. Xantara's, you're vulnerable. And that's the easiest frag Nork's found all day. Lobsky losing his duel though, Tabs.
Oof, he wants it.
He does. They'll nade it off. He'll throw one right into the nose of Nork.
Look at this.
And Searson, I rarely...
Oh!
Sweet Jesus. That jump onto the step actually cost him his life. He didn't stabilize in time. And now what would have been locking down the T-spawn is a 2v2. 45 seconds.
Oh, tabseN's so cheeky. As long as Tizian doesn't die, tabseN's set up.
That'll do, Tizian. That'll do. Doesn't need more. 30 seconds. He's giving them the fight. The spray isn't there. Now they can go wherever they want. And they're running into tabseN.
Oh my god.
They're running into him. Perfect. The both go. He doesn't hit the shot. That's lovely stuff. tabseN finds the 15 through pure brain power. Get played. God, the info pushes from Big have been such a problem for NiP.
And they can take these risks. When you're up 14-6, of course, throw a couple of rounds like this. You don't need to sit back. You don't need to be static.
Like, look at Nork. Like, it was a 50-50. He's knife out. He makes the call. It's too late. They're both around the corner.
Cheeky smile from Xantara's there. And yeah, I think the writing's on the wall for the Ninjas here.
Mac-10s to defend their honor. This is the NiP new breed being eliminated by Big Clan here at IEM Beijing. They've lost a player. Plopsky gone, forced onto his 18th death. That's a big frag from Twist. He has bailed them out. Searson, however, finding Rez at the same time. Now pressure, needs a quick scope, hits it. Searson, such a threat. He's finding Nork eventually. Should be tabseN to pick up the pieces. Hampus has 13 HP and a dream. A 1 versus 2 to avoid elimination. Bombs loose on the site. Hampus's chances enhanced a little bit by the FAMAS recovery, but I'm afraid this one is cooked. Failed his connect to smoke, and he's gone. 16-6, a dominating performance in response to losing Nuke. And that's tabseN with a victory dance, and Big Clan in the playoffs. They like that very much. Those dominant in the online era pick up a big win against the big squad. NiP eliminated. Big Clan, the last team securing the playoffs.